into them and use them as reminders.
Hello.
That is such a good idea. Okay, I'm sending you Mari and Ziggs. This thing. Current
Thank you.
level. B. Yippee.
Okay, so everyone should be level 10 except for Zace, who is 11.
Howdy, also, now that everyone's here, quick shrimp check.
I no also dog. Dog.
No one's shrimping, are they?
No.
No one's shrimping Jacob.
Heck yeah.
Why is that? Is good, bad, confused?
Shrimping is slouching.
Slouching in front of a computer, especially.
Oh. I didn't
Because
realize.
the spine curve. It's
I
an
didn't realize.
internet thing that Jacob has found a new obsession over. This happens every now and again.
All right. You don't have to call me out. I get it.
Wait. Oh, I didn't realize this. Wait, you're
Hi.
shrimping. Wait, what was that? That was scary. It was a jump
Why
scare.
is your
I got my
light
green
turning?
light on. Because I can make it any color.
Make it pink since we're talking about shrimp.
Okay, pink. Here we go. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, no. No. That is too pink.
Hold on, I can turn down the saturation.
How about
Yeah.
just a standard white?
Yeah.
Well, that's no fun.
Blue?
Hold on. Let me
Colors way too
find the right settings.
Right.
I'm going green. Green for catch.
Ooh.
/echo. /catcho.
Hello.
I also thought Ekich was good.
Alright, I'm not.
Desi, you sound really quiet, by the way. Like, I can barely hear
I'm
you.
not. I thought like something is wrong with my headphones and everyone's been sounding quiet.
Is that it?
That's
Uh,
better.
You sound like you're about 100 feet away.
yeah.
Yeah, it's probably my volume and stuff. Is better? Is this better?
Yes, but getting better. It is improving.
Maybe it's
Maybe
not
a little bit more.
that.
Like, for context, I had you at 75%, and now you're at 182%.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Okay. I was messing with some
I'm
of the
blind now.
buttons. Okay.
Back to 75 you go.
I
I
was
understand.
Desi has become the voice of God.
It's like, how dare you, Sarah? You turned me down. But I can understand.
No, I get it, because like I turned you up as well, and then like when you talked again after changing your microphone settings, like it beamed in the ears.
it was same to me, but
Okay. So,
Oh, there.
yes.
Fixing up the town.
That is indeed the full bits.
reply. What is thy reply?
Desi, do you have like a Hero Forge token or something, or mini
Hero Forge token?
or just like or character art?
I have yet to do that. I have been super busy this week. I haven't even thought about my character since I made her.
That is the okay.
Nice.
We are all.
Yep. Life has distracted me from some of my funner hobbies.
I love when loading up the map. Like the first thing that loads is all the lines, and so it's just like a bunch of lines, and then the map loads in.
But you know what? Maybe I will be working on a character art during this thing. I did make an outline. I'll admit, I made an outline on a piece of paper for her, but I haven't gotten into the details yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like, wait, like an outline as far as sketches or an outline as far as backstory?
Sketches, not backstory.
Okay.
Oh, I was literally starting that. I was literally like waiting here. I'm like, okay, I'll wait to, maybe start a background. I was starting it.
Okay.
Okay.
I just noticed a line labeled kidnapping.
I
Oh.
know teleportation and kidnapping.
Oh.
Why Astro C?
I'll,
Why
I'll, all I know about my character is she was born in a village, in a forest next to the sea. That's
Man,
about all.
we are incredibly close to the Ebony Keep. I just realized as far as the map.
Yeah.
Everything.
You are
Rest in
close, yeah.
peace.
I say close, but that's like what, a month journey away or something?
Oh no, it's not that. It's maybe a week on foot.
Gotcha.
And you
How
can make
far
it
away was
faster.
Gresh again? From us?
Like a day's travel?
Like a day at most, yeah. It's
Yeah,
not
okay.
that far.
Heck yeah.
Maybe a couple days if you're going like slowly, you're kind of just going for the first time, but
Moseying.
yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Not using
Awesome.
gear power.
Yeah. Let's keep in mind we do have deer power.
We do have
Yes.
the deer.
That makes you fast. It also makes my calculations a little bit wonky, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so I was initially going to start off with an intro for Desi's character.
Okay.
I don't necessarily want to go in that route if you don't. Are there any quick specifics that you want to throw to me, or do you want to?
Just appearance and
Let's just say she likes to be mysterious until she gets to know people. There we go.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna go with this. But then when she gets comfortable, she lets loose.
Okay.
So you guys may not learn a lot about her early on, but eventually you'll get there.
As she's built, as she's being built.
As she is being built.
Okay. So, I suppose at that point, when last we left our heroes, everyone arrived back at the keep from the gala.
In one way or another,
Technically.
yeah.
Having stirred public sentiment, survived by luck and charisma,
Yeah.
Tsubaki found herself almost stranded in a world where magic was resisting at every push. And eventually succumbed to her own desires. Appearing after an important point to all of you who would not necessarily know this, but after an extended stint of missing time. There's about a 2-day period that Tsubaki was just completely unaccounted for after she attempted to flee the city and when she arrived at the Seaview garrison. On the other side of things, Echo portaled himself in out of the Astral Sea along with 2 allies in tow, the blacksmith Melchior and the Pathfinder Sasha.
Yes, indeed.
We also took a brief step back to give a bit of the immediate feelings and sights that surrounded the explosive events that happened at the gala from Zace and Zagra's perspective. And to start, we're going to be rolling even further behind. Rolling back the curtains a little bit farther. Almost a month from where you currently stand. It's morning. And the sun is just coming up, cresting over the horizon. Sea breeze drifting upon the air. Red lights all around. An omen foretold. Winds moving to the east at a rather staunch pace. And the creaking of treated lumber underfoot. We open to a large ship off to the south side of the continent. Crew maybe 15, 20 people strong. Everyone readying different riggings, holstering and hoisting and bolstering the sails, recognizing the red light at morning, and taking requisite warning. Storms. Individuals begin to bustle around, and from the crow's nest you hear calls, calling out, spotting land in the distance. Bit more westernly than you had anticipated. Moving southwest along the coastline, land would typically be north-northwest. But nonetheless, it seems as though you're approaching either an inlet or a small outlying area.
New area?
The vessel itself is hardy. It's seen years of use, probably 15, 20, perhaps even longer. A large amount of brine has built up, and barnacles encrust the hull. But nonetheless, the ship stands firm. It's strong, and bits of iron will have kind of been used to hold different areas together. And we see all around individuals with darker cloaks, with somewhat tattered garb, with different sigils and markings, but a unifying theme of a deep blue sash, either tied around the arm, maybe around the head, hanging forth from a belt. They've traveled around the continent, around the coast, keeping guard and patrol of the waters. Desi, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
what? I didn't hear that last part.
Go ahead and roll me a
Roll a-
perception check.
Perception. I heard something in check, and then I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to roll something.
Yep.
Perception. Oh, my perception's decent today. Oh man, your dice graphics, Jacob. I'm both impressed and annoyed.
Thanks.
They're very loud. Oh, that was nifty.
Can you change it?
It disappeared inside of lava.
Oh wow.
I
Leon's
can
dice
change
is
it, yes.
cool. Their dice system is cool.
16. I got a 16.
Okay. As you look over the horizon, over towards the land, as pointed out, you see it almost moving away from you. It seems to roll under the horizon line, or at least seem to be dripping and pulling itself away and under. It was close, but it seems to be moving out of your general periphery. Until eventually you call out towards the spotter and they no longer see any land. It could have been a mirage. You've had those before. The winds might have blown you off course a little bit, and could be just high time to readjust the sails. But you've traveled this area before. You're familiar with the seas. You know how they work.
That I do.
You pass your commands along, but nonetheless, readying the ship, battening the hulls, getting ready for whatever storm winds come your way. That's top priority. About a half hour later, there is a sense of creaking from underneath the ship. Just almost a moaning, as though the wood itself seems to be fighting back against the waves, which have grown in size but are not unmanageable. Then you hear just scraping. Just almost this static of just sounds underneath. And then all of a sudden the ship just falls a little bit as one of the waves, as it just kind of ends up in the middle of waves, and the scratching sounds just immediately halt.
Ooh.
A small geyser of air on the side. Just a couple more, and then once again, then there's just kind of gurgling and burbling around on the sides.
Interesting.
Making the sound
The
effect.
winds begin to pick up stronger. Once again, nothing you haven't encountered before. But the red sky seems to grow gray. As even though as the sun begins to rise, the clouds begin to fill the sky. What were once fluffy white, generally not imposing, begin to turn darker, more sinister. Storms. You've seen them. They're
I have.
roughly annoying. So long as you can kind of maintain your position, lift the sail so that you aren't catching inordinate amounts of wind and being blown horribly off course. Generally safe. But it keeps coming up. Another couple jettisons of almost boiling water that seems to kind of spurt up and burble with clouds of mist that immediately rise from around and seem to swirl into a small vortex before fading into a much larger system. You see an arc of lightning kind of crack from above and hit over into another cloud. It just seems to kind of be passing in and amongst itself. Flash of light here, then a slow rumble of thunder around. It seems as though, from your point of view, scanning all the way around, you are within the eye. Another few torrents of air just kind of immediately push themselves up on all different sides. And once again, from deep below, you hear the faint scraping sound against the hull again.
Oh. It's
Do
an
you have any
underwater
calls?
Mari.
Do you have any calls to people to search for? There's some.
Oi! You might want to check the hull. I hear a dreadful sound. That tone of voice was wrong.
I did.
I'm trying not to be pirate, but
What?
it may turn that way, just so you guys know.
That's okay.
But is pirate?
No, ship sailing adventurer, not pirate. It's different. She goes on land
Swashbuckler.
and sea.
Yeah, meanderer, swashbuckler, taker of treasure,
Somewhere
burying
between-
of.
Fighter and rogue, you know?
I thought it was paladin and rogue.
Yes, but
Oathbreaker. Gotcha.
I mean, paladin is basically
a fighter with a standard.
With a bit of magic. It's a gish. You call out to your cohorts, and a couple of them head over towards some ballista that you have. They're rather small, but they are something, and begin kind of scanning out and around. There doesn't seem to be anything there. I need you to roll me a d20.
Straight up.
Straight up.
Oh. That one's completely different. I got a 5.
uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh. That one went away with snow.
I changed the dice.
I like that's a little bit better. That last one was so creepy.
I take it these are like the Frost Maiden dice, Jacob, or the.
That is exactly what they are.
I have done my time with D&D Beyond. I know
Yes.
this. You hear again as the winds begin to howl and pick up faster. You hear once again the creaking underneath, and then you hear a snap. As the ship seems to almost be pushed up out of the water a little bit. And the main through line, the main spine of the hull, seems to bow and then eventually begin to just start splintering off on different ends as it's holding up most of the weight. And then there's just like a small series of just pop, 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 pop from right underneath the ship, and then all of a sudden it seems to go immediately back down into the waves, and you hear just the creaking turn to cracking as there are immediately start to be calls from underneath and around as water begins to start pooling and surrounding into the into the keep. And then you see coming up from the starboard side trees. Not one, not two, not even five. It's almost as though the treetops of a small forest, rising up slightly out of the waves, catching and just kind of moving the ship along. And then there's a slight... You immediately feel the ship kind of being rotated off towards the side. You hear the cracking and the pulsing from underneath as one of the lifeboats that you have kind of secured to the top deck immediately kind of starts keeling over towards the side, and one of the ropes begins to hold. Go ahead and roll me a d20 for how well the crew member did their job.
You lazy bastards! Didn't do a good enough job, did you? They did a 4.
And you watch as the ship kind of begins tilting towards the side, and the knot immediately loosens, and the rowboat that is up there immediately slides down and goes straight through the side of the ship. There's a now substantial hole to the body of the frame at the main upper decks, and the boat kind of begins to float off towards the into the water, and then it seems to get kind of caught on treetops that are occasionally pushing themselves up and then under the waves again. What sort of thing would you be immediately calling to do? There are people who are at the ballistas who are immediately beginning to fire into the water, and there's just kind of, you see splashes of arrows and bolts that kind of are moving in, but it seems hard to pin down an exact location.
So, what would I be doing?
Yes.
You know what? I take up the next cannon and I just start firing along with the crew.
Okay. You run to the back of the, to the rear of the ship towards another ballista that you have that isn't currently manned.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
I got a 17.
Okay. You immediately kind of jump behind it, this large crossbow. It's got a bolt already loaded in. You knock it and kind of swivel around, waiting, looking. And there is, for one brief second, it's almost like a whoosh. There's a brief moment where it seems as though the entire ship and everything around it just gets immediately pushed forward, and there is a chasm of empty water that gets pulled behind, and you immediately fire straight into it. And then there is this large, loud, rumbling roar from underneath and around. It just kind of gets permeated out through the waters, and there's warm burbles of steam and mist all around. Specifically 8 points around the ship. And then it immediately all seems to fade as far and low beneath the waves, and the ship kind of falls into another opening as water is displaced all around it, and you hear the cracks in the wanes, and all of a sudden a couple of the boards start to pop off, pop, And which side of the ship do you stay with? Do you stay at the ballista, or do you head more towards where there are more crew members? Front or back of the ship? You're muted.
I think I'm gonna stand near the stern of the ship. That's the front, right?
I believe so.
Yep.
Okay.
That might be the bow.
Oh, the bow. So okay.
Is it?
Bow's to front, stern's to back.
You are currently at the stern with one of the ballistas. If you're heading towards the stern, that's going to be where more of the crew members are.
You're right. Okay. Gonna keep that open so I know stuff. Okay. Yeah, I'm headed towards the front to see what I can see.
Okay. You hurry forth from the bow of the ship, and as you are seeing, as the planks begin to... Yes, thank you. I am going to pin that, because that might be useful. Who knows?
Oh.
I got you, Andrew. I got you, Desi.
Yeah.
I know some ship stuff. I don't know all of them.
I know the names of different boats.
As you are making your way there, water has kind of begun sloshing up upon the deck, and it is slick. As you are running, I need you to make me an acrobatics check.
All right. I got a 21.
Okay, nice.
Give me a second. I gotta go let my dog in.
Gotcha.
Do you want an even crazier in-depth image?
Sure.
Because I didn't even realize there was this many until I was searching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, wow. Man, ships are fascinating.
They are.
I will say though, I have recently gone in sort of a deep dive, partially because me and Desi were talking about her character and setting it up on D&D Beyond, on pirates and just sort of pirate things in general. Pirates are very interesting.
Oh yeah.
Not only because you think pirate as these like big bad outlaws, a lot of pirates were hired from countries.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
Hello.
yeah.
Privateers.
Yeah.
Go be a pirate on ships from this particular country, and we'll pay you.
Yeah.
And the also fascinating thing, the main reason why pirates were so successful is because most ships just gave up their loot at the first sign of conflict, because there is this thing like, oh yeah, either we're gonna die, or in the captain's mind, if I say everyone charge, they might mutiny against me, and then not only is our cargo lost, but also like half our crew and me,
And
and
the
then I'm
ship.
gonna die. Yeah.
Yeah. It was much easier. It's much easier to just seed at that point.
Yes.
Today.
Anywho, sorry.
With a 22 acrobatics, you see areas where there are almost braided tendrils of water that kind of curl around the main deck, and you kind of just deftly avoid them moving from place to place. And then as the forward part of the deck cracks forward and begins to open up as a chasm beneath you, you leap forward, managing to kind of catch yourself towards the part of the deck, sliding, kind of catching onto the other side as lightning kind of just arcs from ahead, and the winds just kind of immediately capture around and begin swirling around as the ship is splitting in half. What do you do?
I go to the mast and start climbing up into the crow's nest to look down even further, see what else I can see.
Okay. So you begin climbing up the mast, and it is kind of wobbling as a lot of its anchors have become dislodged. Nonetheless, I'm willing to roll with some of the last bits from the last acrobatics check because it would be the same check. You are able to climb up there, and there is a small scope in a box that has been kind of fastened down with straps, and you are able to pull it out if you want to look really closely. But basically, in a 30-ish foot radius around each part of the ship, you can see the kind of rising and lowering bits of trees and forest that were raking up from beneath your ship. And you just kind of see them all around, and you watch as the rear end of the ship eventually crumbles off and fully detaches, and there is a brief moment where you're worried that usually means this part is going to rocket forward, falling forward, but it seems to be caught in a couple of the branches and is being buoyed up to provide enough stability for the brief moment. But whatever it is, it's all around you. And there are people who are panicking. You can see that there are bodies in the water already who are being who are floating off. Some who are trying to tread water, trying to get to jettison pieces of debris. Some of which who already have not made it and are just kind of being dragged along with different swirling and spiraling currents as trees and branches break through the water.
Trees and branches, you say?
Yes.
As I notice the trees and branches, I look around. Is there a forest or place where these trees...
Underneath the ship.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh.
That doesn't belong there.
Yeah. Yeah. Kara is confused by what she sees. For she has grown up in a forest and knows they do not belong in the sea.
Especially significantly below the waters and raking against the bottom of your ship and breaking it in half.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're not fond of this.
There is one ballista at the front of the ship, and there are still people manning it and kind of trying to move around. But it is, just due to kind of the back and forth nature of movement here, it is kind of getting harder to manage, and it seems to kind of rotate, swiveling immediately back inward towards where the stern would be, but is now lost. There are crates and boxes of cargo that you were moving around. That some of which are floating just due to lighter properties, other of which have sunk already.
Okay. Am I still in the crow's nest?
You can still be in the crow's nest if you would like.
Okay. Yeah, I'm maintaining my altitude for as long as I possibly can. Wow. So everybody on the ship is dead at this point, right?
No, there are still some people clambering
all right.
towards the forward section up towards the bow, trying to maintain the last remaining ballista. But it seems desperate at this point. You see another couple of people trying to move one of the lifeboats, another one of them having already kind of washed away and broken off with parts of the ship, but trying to ready another one of them and get a couple people off that way.
Oh, they're trying to get the lifeboats off at this point?
At least one of them.
Well, you know what? That's what I do. I climb down, I go over to the ones that are doing the lifeboat, and I start helping them unhook it.
Okay. Quickly loosening some of the knots there, you watch as the mast in the crow's nest begins to teeter and wave, and eventually, like right after you get down, maybe a couple minutes thereafter, it seems to just kind of crash down over right towards the lower portion of the keep of the stern. At just kind of holding onto it at the last bit, this one long beam over.
Yeah, I look at the two of them as I untie my nuts. That was a close one.
They agree, and eventually the final knots of the life attached to the lifeboat come free, and it is already mostly submerged. They kind of kick at some of the remaining planks from the main deck, and eventually you can just kind of back the boat out into open water, sans pine tree branches that are kind of rising up around it that make it a little bit difficult to push through, but not unreasonable. But you are able to loosen and free the lifeboat.
Okay.
Is this your means of escape, or do you go down with the ship?
Nope. I help as many people into the boat, and we kick it off to the side, and then we row for our lives. We are just
land
rolling
straight into trees.
Okay. You
yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a d20.
I got a 5.
Okay. As this boat kind of begins to be pushed back a little bit, you call forth to some of the other crew members on the ship who begin coming forward, and you get them onto the boat, and as you go to get onto the boat, you slip and just are immediately completely submerged in water for around, and it is, for as warm as the jettison streams of compressed air have been around the ship, it is ice cold. And you just feel trees moving around beneath you, and then eventually it just seems to kind of pull down, and you watch as the front of the ship and a couple other crew members who are still working on it fall backward into the water, and then it just kind of begins to splinter off in many different directions. Your crew members will help you onto the boat.
All right. Let's row, boys!
There are 5 people in this very small boat, but you are able to free some paddles from below, and the waves
Heck,
will
we
kind
could probably
of...
take sticks out of the. We could take sticks out of the water as we see fit.
Take a branch and start.
Take a branch and row for your life, gents and ladies, if there are any other in there.
Okay. You are immediately caught up into this trough of waves, and so it immediately seems to then kind of push you back up, and you catch the You catch the oars in the water and begin pushing yourselves, rowing forward as fast as you can. And you see that this isn't all done, as there are spines that seem to rise out of the water, trees and branches that just kind of roll back around towards where you are, seemingly rotating in its pursuit, having raised up. Eventually there is enough of a point where you can actually see the bases of the trees and the actual dirt and sediment that kind of rises up, as it almost seems to crest and surface. And immediately there are jettisons of streams of almost boiling hot air that kind of just move out to all the sides of this small grove. And I need you to roll me a d20 to determine whether or not you guys can keep the ship upright. The rowboat.
It was just a D20, right?
Just a d20.
I got a 4. 4 and 5. Gosh, that is like all I've been rolling. I mean, I've got a few
I
other
think you
numbers.
need different dice.
Blame
Jacob
D&D
switched the
Beyond.
dice model again.
He
I got you.
did.
I got you. Hold on. Let's see. What you feeling, Desi? What you feeling? How about some clockwork dice?
I was about to say, we're
Hell
in
yeah.
water, so what about watery?
Watery? I have watery dice, but it's more like potions, so it's gonna be like really deep blue.
I'm cool
That'll
with that.
do.
All right, there you go.
All right.
Go and reload, and you should have the nice watery ones.
Okay.
Try them out. Oh, those are nice. Yep, that's much better.
I
Okay,
got you.
stick it with the water. Oh, that sound was great.
So
It's very
here's the
punchy.
question. As the boat immediately begins to kind of roil up with the waves, as this landmass surfaces for a brief moment, the boat begins to careen off towards the side, and people begin to kind of try and lose balance, trying to weigh it over on one side or another. Where is Kara weakest? Her knee or her thigh?
I'd say her knee.
Okay. As the boat, as this very small lifeboat hits onto one of the sides of the waves, it immediately impacts hard, and you feel your knee just immediately dislocate. There's just a small pop and a crack as the boat then begins to throw everyone off and just scattered into the waters. There's a small trail of iron leaving from you, and just red leaving from where you are, as you are thrown into the waves, fully submerged. Go ahead and roll me a perception check for a brief moment at disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Okay. You said perception, right?
Yep.
I got 20 and 13. 20 was not a natural, so.
Okay. 13, that's still enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than a 4.
Much. As you are underwater, you see almost this very faint glow of points of light, seemingly right beneath where some of the forest is. It's maybe 50, 60 feet away from you, but it just seems to be directly watching all of where you are. And there is just this vibration that just sends shockwaves through the water, and you feel yourself kind of being pushed back, but all of your bones are moving with it, and so your now severely wounded leg kind of just trails along and kind of seems to mind its own accord as the rest of you holds together, and you find yourself moving faster towards land, or at least towards the northern direction that you would assume land to be. Eventually you resurface, gasping for air, breath finally returning to your lungs. There's pieces of flotsam, and there's wood crashed all around you. You're able to pull yourself up onto part of it and hold and hope as waves kind of begin to beat, and you roll in to a sandy shore, and you watch as there are forms all around, where there's storm winds arcing in every direction. What was once looking like it was going to be a rather bright morning has turned into a rather deep gray as lightning and thunder echo from all around you. There are thatched wooden buildings that are kind of standing up off towards the different sides that have been battened up, that are holding tight. There's large sandbergs that are designed to kind of hold the water back to resist its current. What do you do? You feel solid ground beneath your feet and beneath your hands and knees at this point.
I just start crawling up on shore.
Okay. You are definitely able to do so. Pulling yourself one fistful of earth and works towards the other, and moving yourself over, protecting. I assume you're calling out just for see if anyone's around.
Yep. Hello? Is anybody there?
You don't hear any immediate calls or any sort of responses. Another wave washes over you, drenching you in brine and seawater, and the salt has kind of begun to kind of etch its way into the wounds upon you, and it stings hard. You continue pulling yourself towards more and more inland areas as the water passes its way over the compiled earthenworks, the sand berms and such. It does begin to be less severe. And you make your way towards one of these stilted structures. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Sorry, I gotta go do something for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Do 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 do.
Just. Yeah, I thought.
Oh, I just saw the ship. That's nice. Also, this is the.
Yeah.
That's the dice.
The potion dice.
Or the die.
have a little cork.
Yep. It's really fun, especially when you're rolling for like healing potions and stuff. You can like use the D4s and they look all nice because they always land either top up or along the side.
Tilted on the side. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Is he here?
She had to step aside. Probably dog.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
I'm back.
Hello.
Yeah, my dog was eating an eraser.
Oh
Yum, yum.
jeez.
Oh no.
That's yes. Do not do that.
He
dog.
really be do letting out that dark side.
Yep.
Okay. So you are able to make it up to one of the small shacks that has been put together, and go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Oh, perception. All right. 18.
Okay. You hear that there is kind of soft muttering of people amongst themselves within. Just whispered and hushed towards one another.
Okay.
It seems as though each of these locations is where people are from. This could be a village, but they're just hunkering down right now to wait out the storm. And you do begin to feel just as the cold biting winds thrash around, and you see the small forest rise up from underneath the seas again and almost seem to impact the land with a deafening thud and a couple more almost tremors as they hit the ground, and then seem to rotate back slightly, pulling away. Lightning crashes overhead, thunder roars. The winds do not seem to let up.
Okay. Um. Am I in a building right now?
You are outside of one as waves are crashing up
Okay.
over the sand berms. You don't see a point of entry. It seems as though the entire area has been walled up. There might have been at one point a ramp that would lead into it, but it has since been pulled up and in to avoid it being snapped off and lost with the seas, and further exposing the people inside.
Okay. Outside, it's raining. It's kind of terrible outside. I just survived something very terrible. Guess I call out, "Oi! Is anybody there?"
You call out, kind of listening around, and you still hear the mumbled voices on the inside, but eventually someone will shout out in response that they can't let you in. It would be too dangerous to them. It would throw off some of the different structures, and it's not built for additional weight to be added in. They've already taken some people in today from who were visiting, and the storm came out of nowhere. They weren't prepared.
All right.
You hear crashes as bits of ship and flotsam and just wreckage kind of begin to kind of roll over, kind of hit the berm, and kind of seem to crest into some of the different troughs that have been made there.
I guess I just guess I keep going till I can find shelter, either under a tree or near a rock or something. I'm looking to wait out this storm somewhere.
Okay. you are able to push yourself further, primarily using your hands and your good leg.
My one good leg.
Crawling your way forward through, and eventually find yourself slumped against a rather hard, rocky surface. It is horribly uneven. And then it moves.
I don't think this is any good. Oh well. I guess if we're going to die, this would be the way to go.
Star,
Uh,
since you're on right now,
I feel as though this is the point where I just pass out.
how would you
And it's
describe
like-
Mari to someone who has never seen them before?
Me.
Mhm.
Any dinosaur. Right? Totally.
Is it Mari like somewhat of a big turtle?
A large
Yeah.
creature, yeah, large rocky outer
Large.
shell with some protrusions on it.
Kind of orangey brown, I believe.
Yep. Someone's wait, what time is this? Am I able to ride Mario yet?
This is
We're back in the past.
Okay.
Time is a weird soup.
when you were at
Oh.
the Hamlet,
Yes.
surviving the storm. There was someone who was out there who was pounding on there trying to get in, and they weren't able to let them
I see.
um Mari, nice dinosaur, friendly friend. Yes.
I mean, if you've never seen it before, would you know if friendly, even if it's not necessarily attacking you?
There is
I mean-
a
There's
hesitation to the eyes.
Well, yeah, but the mannerism is still like not like.
It's probably more confused than anything.
Yeah.
Also, Desi,
What?
tread carefully. You now have the power to retcon everything.
Oh yeah. You can make the time even more soupy. Soup the time.
That I could.
Also, I do like this. Very
It's from the Never-Ending Story.
cute.
I don't know why, but the image of that turtle popped into my head.
Oh. I always think, what's that dinosaur called? Echlosaur?
Ankylosaurus.
Ankylosaurus, yeah.
Geez, you know, whenever you like land on your foot too hard and you get an ankylosaurus, ooh, it sucks.
Jacob.
I'm sorry.
So
Jacob, that was so lame.
as you are
I'm
kind of
quite proud of that one.
pushing yourself against this, what you would immediately and early on mistaken to be a rock before it starts to move, you see this rather large creature that has kind of burrowed itself into the ground, kind of staking its claim position to try and ride out the storm.
There's just a little rock in the corner.
She's
Definitely.
ostriching.
Yep.
I
Definitely,
know.
there is a sense of fear within this creature, but you also get a read that it is a predator. It is. You are two beings who are riding out this dangerous circumstance.
I feel the dark void of consciousness slipping, and then in the last moments I look up into what color are Mari's eyes?
They're like starry amber, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Into a pair of amber eyes, intense amber eyes, hungry amber eyes.
No,
and-
they're starry. They're beautiful.
That is definitely true. We
Well,
never did
Mari's-
find out where Mari's body came from.
Well,
I think-
anyways,
That was way later, wasn't it? Oh,
No, that was before.
that was
That was
before.
before.
Wait,
and
You gotta realize the Tarrasque is always hungry.
so I look up into these amber eyes, and and my last words are like, if you could eat me from left to right,
Hmm?
that's the way I'd prefer. Yeah. So I'm gonna pass out now, and then she does.
You go unconscious. And not far away, there's a whooshing of spells of people who are moving, of caterwauls and calls, and eventually you feel the rock move itself away from you. You are kind of buried in a heap under the sand and covered with debris, hard to notice by anyone. When
Rolls
you
into Mari's burrow.
eventually you do come to consciousness, it is light is fading, but it seems as though the storm has passed by and you are just kind of buried in sand and dust and dirt, and there is the smell of the ocean all around you, and it is just kind of drying you out as you are packed into as you're just packed into this the dust. Eventually, as the storm has seemingly retracted and retreated, you see the peoples of the village begin to let down their ramps and begin to file out of the board houses. You see areas that that also lower from the insides that have large pots and areas where there's food and everything being prepared. Eventually, someone does find you, and they call out to others that there's a survivor out here. They work to uncover you and bring you over towards where there is food, warmth. They offer if you would like a change of clothes,
Um, um,
blankets,
yes.
towels.
Oh, I'm gone by then.
Yeah,
And
you guys left in the middle of the storm.
I know.
While you're
Not the
unconscious.
worst.
While you're unconscious. Zace, come on! The portal's closing! Get over here!
Murray, come here.
Like, what happened to the big dinosaur that visited me in my dream?
But you do find warmth, and people here who are able to help now that survival isn't mandated by just hiding from the storm.
That's a way to put it, but
Yeah.
okay.
So they begin to head out and kind of inspect the damages to some of these areas. There's one of the raised platformed buildings has kind of crashed into the ground as some of the pieces from your boat have broken one of the large retaining poles and load-bearing areas of the structure, and it seems as though people are okay. It's just completely a mess. but everyone kind of seems to start going about their way trying to fix, recover, and reestablish a small little hamlet here. What was the name of your ship?
Um, the Hickama.
Ooh.
The Hickama. The Hickamadoo. There we go. That's what I want. The Hickamadoo.
Yeah, I like it. It's goofy sounding.
The captain was quite hilarious. Named it after his favorite dog.
Does it
Aw.
have a dog?
He did. Alright. Um,
Okay. As I Okay. With that, we cut over to present day.
Well,
Oh boy, do you remember that storm we got Zace out of? What a long time ago that was.
It's been
wow,
a
Don't
I
know.
Every-
so
Everything feels like it was forever ago.
Yeah, truly, truly. I don't know why I brought it up. I just thought I'd, make conversation. We should probably forget about it. It's probably not going to come and be important anywhere in the near future. Anyway,
Even I back then did not know what it was about. I never knew until today.
it was ironic that storm happened. Huh.
gives me narrative and dramatic ways to introduce characters.
It is kind of great.
How many other encounters have you had that are just backdoor ways for characters to find their way in? Who knows?
at least 20.
Yeah, I can say there are many.
Zace,
Ah, it's on.
you, as part of some of our previous discussions about what you were wanting to do with the year-long break, I know a part of that was reconnecting with the tribe, kind of heading back out into the tribe lands.
Mhm.
In this first week, what sorts of things are you doing?
We are heading into the tribes land. I am teaching Mari about a bunch of stuff, and I think I'm going to take her to my home, or what was my family's home. Maybe.
Okay.
Weren't you guys nomadic?
Yeah, but there were like areas where people kept
Or
stuff. Or
stations?
They were
quote unquote.
frequent
Yeah.
locations, yeah.
I'm going to show her my family.
Okay, that works.
Okay. All right. And so, with the speed of the elk and its blessings upon you, you are able to make your way to a small lake towards the center of the land. Perhaps a little bit a little bit southeast of center. What would the Io tribe have named this area?
Um,
Oh, that's purple.
ooh, um, القلب, the heart. القلب.
Okay.
How would I spell?
Yeah, there. Small lake. Okay.
Because I mean, that's sort of where an heart is.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find the right tool. Okay. And setting that to the light blue. And shrinking it down. Maybe not that much. Okay, so it's not going to let me do... Okay, fine. I'll just do it that way then. You make your way to this small lake that you are familiar with, that the tribe frequents on several of its journeys. It's one of the areas where you can find lots of local wildlife. It is it's an area where there is lots of deer, lots of elk, a good amount of herbivorous megafauna that you can either set traps for, or you can peacefully live alongside, depending on the needs of the tribe at the time.
I'm going to take Bari to like a little, no, like a little hut somewhere there.
Okay.
I guess that's what I call it. And be like, Mari, this is our family home. Allow me to show you something. I'm gonna like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you can fit it.
There,
Um,
you have a small cave in this area that is off. That is kind of off to your own area, and you've set up like small thatched areas to prevent against water and um, further erosion and such. And it's sort of almost like a hideaway for you. When you need to have time away from the people of the tribe, you can always have solace and refuge in your own little canopy, your own little tent. And it is exactly as you left it, undisturbed.
I'm going to show Mari like a little corner with a bunch of bones. I'm gonna like Mari, this, this is um my family's the ancestors. So in our culture, um, so the dead continue living with the living. We have we keep a bone a part a bone from them before once they have died. I'm really not speaking good right now. Anyway,
It's your
uh,
first time back in a long time. It's okay to be excited.
us we everyone has uh, a bone that is blessed, or or so we call it. So mine is the scapula. So um, if I ever pass away, please keep my scapula with you. But bury me. Just keep the scapula.
Mari just
It's
like kind of cocks their head and just kind of looks towards you, watching, just like they seem to be listening and understanding to a degree.
They're gonna point at some of the boats. These are my great grandmother's phalanges. She was known to be really really good with her hands and sewing. So the best bones with her phalanges. Mine's skeptic because they tell me I carry too much on my shoulders. Oh well, and yes, these are my family members. They part of them is here because so they can continue living with the living. So even after death, they are with us because yes. Anyways, it's my home. Look, this is my first weapon. I'm gonna show her like an awful looking big spear, much shorter than current Zace. So actually, it is a tradition that uh, t- uh, uh the first weapon of someone is given to their children. So do you want this? Not that I think you can use it or that you are actually a child. You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna throw it to the side. Anyways, this is my home, but there's a lot of other places around the whole tribe is our home. This is just where I my family kept our stuff. But yes, I wonder if there are other people around here. We should look around.
Um,
101.
you make your way out, having kind of shown Mari all of your collection of. If it was anyone else, this would look like a small serial killer's hut. Um, but for you, it is a genuinely sweet moment, and Mari is kind of paying attention, listening as best as they can, and understanding. And you make your way out. There are animals that are kind of at the water, and you can see them from far off without them seeing you. There's you have small vantage points from your hideaway, and yes, there are other Goliaths in the area who are wearing similar cloaks of furs, with similar bony weapons and markings that you would recognize.
I'm behind you. Where is that?
Oh.
Wrong chat?
What?
Um. Oh. Oh my God! I read that as the wrong name. I thought that I cannot read. I thought that was Kyoken. Like, oh my God, because it's never mind. Ignore what I just said.
Okay.
Stars looking. We
Another.
have a different chat with people that are in Japan right now. Kurokichi is a frog mascot.
And I read it. Oh, the person right here, and nope.
Nope. They are still dead.
I
We're not ready for that revelation yet.
Way to rub it in, Andrew.
Perhaps we should go check that place out.
the
I mean,
burial site.
I have reasons why I want to, but I wouldn't know in fiction the reason why I would want to go there.
Yeah. And you also wouldn't know where it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Only
do
Zace
see
does.
say in the year like definitely traveling there and leaving some flowers and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Here. Go ahead and roll me initiative, Zace.
Uh-oh.
This is more to determine if you have surprise.
Okay. I will, but family has very perfect timing and was like, get ready. But I will roll initiative.
Mhm.
Initiative.
You have to beat a 12 because I couldn't roll higher than a 12.
Well, you're lucky because I got a 4, and the 4 plus 3 is not a 12.
Wow.
It's a 7. Mm.
I rolled 2 natural 1s, a 10, an 11, and a 12.
How did you roll so many times?
I have to check a couple things off.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
But if anything happens, I have to go. But you have this character sheet, and if must fight, then you can fight with this.
Wait.
Sad.
Oh, you're heading out?
Sadly, yes.
Okay.
Family has
Well,
like the very best timing.
oh, no. Here, let me give you a final moment. Um, basically,
I'm so
why I
sorry.
had you roll initiative. So as you're kind of seeing these other Goliaths in the area, someone kind of immediately kind of recognizes you and kind of claps you on the back, catching you by surprise, recognizing you and welcoming you back to the lands.
Oh, is someone I
Yep, someone that you know, but we will get to them next time because you have dinner.
know?
Next
Yes.
time on Dragon Ball Z.
See.
Rest in peace. Anyways, goodbye.
Have a good one.
Bye. Have a good
Enjoy.
one. Enjoy.
Bye.
Um, yeah, no, just a friendly pat on the back, not combat. Okay, so we rotate then back over in present day to the Seaview Garrison.
Yes.
Because we left off on a little bit of a note there as
Mm-hmm.
the teleportation circle activates and a very stressed looking but regally adorned mage steps out into your main courtyards.
Is he wearing his +9 ring by chance? Just wondering.
He is wearing several different arcane pieces.
Okay, just wondering. Greetings.
Go ahead and roll me
Mordecai.
a perception or arcana check.
Oh, all right.
You better fucking be Mordekaden.
All right. Let's
Both
see.
of us, or
Anyone who is going to meet up with him.
That is 21.
Okay.
oh, hang on. Perception.
Sure.
18.
Okay. Yeah, both of you would pass the DC handily. You would notice that he has several arcane pieces on him, similar to last you saw, but they also have gone dark. The light from them is faded.
Greetings, Mordecai. We were expecting you. Well, not exactly right at this moment, but how can we assist?
I called him.
I know. That's why I was saying we were expecting.
Yes. Okay.
I felt I owed you time after everything that went down. On one part to understand some things from your perspectives, but also to offer you a bit of what we had there before it all came apart very drastically. And you see that, like, on one hand, this is hard for him, but, like, also, he probably hasn't gotten sleep in, like, the last 4 days.
Here, Mordenkainen. I was just preparing a bit of tea, I believe. Would you like some? The herb garden isn't quite in full stock, so we only have the green variety.
He will gratefully accept it.
Yes, have a cup. I'll offer one to Zagra, if you want one.
Yeah, I'll take a tea.
Yes. I find it is quite stimulating for the throat.
where would you? Because right now he's kind of just at the base of Ketch's tower, where you have the teleportation circle.
Oh yeah. Here, I
Let's
want me to
head
pull up the
inside.
map.
Oh yeah, that's a very good idea.
Heck yeah. Okay. Give me one quick second. Ironically just closed Tailspire.
Oh,
Um.
I was meaning just pull up the map on our side on the owlbear, but like if you want to pull up
Oh
the
yeah,
map
that too.
specifically.
Sorry.
Come on, let's head inside.
If it will load, because it's just taking a brief moment.
All right. It is loaded.
Does it seem to be like trying to load a map on the owlbear, or?
No. I see the How to Train Your Dragon map, for lack of a better term that came to me at the moment, and that's it.
That's fair. That's exactly what it is.
World map. That works.
Yeah.
I do not see Seafield Garrison map.
The teleportation circle in the coming days, I don't know if it's completely finished yet, but I have it kind of furnished out, so it's also sort of like a waiting area slash
I thought the teleportation circle was at the top.
no, it's at the bottom.
It's at the bottom.
Okay.
I double checked all the notes that we had on the session we were creating everything. But yeah, I have, while they're not as filled as what this is showing, I have some scroll racks as well, the teleportation circle, nice rug, fireplace, nice place for people to sit down if they need and talk. In fact, I want to add a chair there, but I'll do that later. But yeah, I'll let them have a seat, get the tea ready, and yeah.
Let's talk.
Yes. So we got your messages about
The extended warranty? Yes. I've been having those too. Shame, really.
He looks over towards Zagra. You had sent us a message about keeping tabs on a Lord Briarwood.
Yes. Has any... Did anything come out of that?
We weren't able to find anyone specifically of that name at our premises ever.
Oh, I might have a clue with that.
As a rabbit?
You did. To similar effect, we don't keep rabbits, but I did do a bit of research into it. Lord Francesco Briarwood is a nobleman from the Dengen Vok, who seemingly fell off the face of the earth 7-8 years ago. And no one's really heard from them since.
I see.
And you bring them up as they are a rabbit in our gardens. I have questions, but I have seen substantially stranger things, especially in the last few days. And there's just kind of a 1,000-yard stare at that point as he's going through that.
Fair. Might I bring someone else into this conversation that might have insight?
Regarding Briarwood, yes. Go get Sasha.
Yes, I shall.
Okay.
And I'll talk to Sasha, bring her in, just say, hey, I guess first off, I'll ask, hello, Sasha. A fellow, I'm not going to say colleague, but an acquaintance, I suppose, of mine, is wanting to know more about Francesca Briarwood, or Lord Briarwood, or whatnot. Noticed the tattoo on the back of your neck and was wondering if you had any information on such a subject.
She looks confused. I'm
Uh,
not familiar with anyone of that name.
Oh
uh,
no.
can I do? Is this real or is she putting on an act?
Go ahead and roll insight.
Fair, fair. It's a 7.
This is genuine confusion, as far as you can tell.
Can I look at the back of her neck? Does it still
Oh yeah, it's
have the?
there. And she,
Um,
like, if you go
I'm
to do that, she will instinctively move away because that is inherently a little bit weird to just immediately kind of go around back to.
no, that's fair. Sorry, I was more like leaning like around just to see if I could. It's fine.
You will
And
be
I
able to kind of curve your neck and kind of, given how substantially large you are, you would be able to see the faint outlines of the, like, on the very edges of the mark. Yes.
the tattoo on the back of your neck. It has Lord Briarwood's mark, I believe. In fact, I remember seeing something similar in travels, and I was wondering if you had any information on such a
Don't
subject.
have any tattoos.
Uh, Here, I'm gonna like, uh, can I like grab 2 mirrors that we got from like for our first furniture bundle if we
Sure.
got them,
Yeah.
and just like do the mirror trick just to show her?
Um. Okay. You show her, and there is just an all-encompassing look of confusion and uncertainty as to where anything like that would have come from. Just
I see.
complete befuddlement.
Well, in that case, I'm glad I could at least show you this mark if whoever put it there. Uncertain, but I guess I will bid you adieu if you do not know anything of the like. Terribly sorry. You can keep the 2 mirrors if you'd like to inspect it further. Um, Feel free to continue your rest, and I'll head back out.
Thanks. She will
I'm
kind of
terribly sorry, but it
nod.
seems that I did not have someone who had as much information as previously thought. Far as I can tell, this Briarwood tattoos people on the back of their necks, property of Lord Briarwood, and uh, I'm not quite sure what that means. It could be any number of things. Demon Pact, Fae. Uh, it
Well,
might
I
be
encountered him while talking, trying to reach out to the Fae, so I'd say Fae.
that would make sense. Perhaps it is a celestial patron or something of the like.
Patreon?
Patron. Sorry.
Give us money, and we'll get you some exclusive videos once a month.
We'll give you exclusive spells.
Um, it's truly the best way to support the channel. uh,
This is a joke. We do not actually have a Patreon, but please
That
do
is
keep
true.
enjoying our content.
it's also true.
That you know of.
No, it's
Throughout all of the episodes, we have hidden clues to the secret Patreon page.
This is also a joke.
This, I don't know what you're talking about, Joe. This is completely serious. Throughout the entirety of this campaign, there are little hints and tidbits that will bring you one step closer to a web page. That'll bring you to geolocation. That will
Jacob?
bring you to.
Jacob! Shut up!
We dox
Shut up.
ourselves.
please
so people
no.
can find our Patreon.
Please just no.
Anyway.
Our non-existent Patreon.
I'm not interested in engaging in fraud today.
No.
Anyway,
Yes. So you said
Yes, 40k then.
okay. So Fey creature marks backs of people's necks. Also a rabbit in our area. Dangerous threat. Okay, understood.
Last I was there, at least.
it's true. A
I
lot of
will.
things
It
have happened
hasn't
since then.
been a while.
He pulls out a notebook and just seems to write all of that down by hand and quickly. Just adding on to like this is the written form of a conspiracy board. And it is
Tiny
See
red
red
threads.
strings.
no red strings, but there are definitely lines connecting and like question marks all around. Like he is trying to figure this thing out because the other 8 people he would rely on to work with him on this are all dead.
It's fair. It's fair.
Man, I'll admit,
If
I
I
did
try,
wanna
I could
see-
probably reach out to him again. I'm not sure if I 100% want to do that, to be honest, though.
Yeah, that would be. You said you had someone here who has his mark, though.
Why,
What
yes.
did I tell you about going to get Sasha?
Well, as she didn't have any knowledge of the like, I assumed it was going to be a somewhat of a moot point. They are still recovering after their long tenure within the prison.
Prison. Okay,
Oh,
he makes a note of that.
Huh. Well, yes. Well, you know I mean, we told them this story before, how we got kidnapped and put to Sandland when we like
In
first.
prison, yes.
Yeah, yeah. It's that same prison. But except this time we were able to make somewhat of a jailbreak.
Well, you were able. I wasn't there.
I was talking we as me, Sasha, Martine, and Severe. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting the blacksmith's name.
Melchior and Belial.
Melchior, yes.
Yeah, Severe was the one who brought you
Yes,
there.
betrayed. Yes, sorry. I'm bad with names.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yes,
I only
all
mean
of
to
that.
exploit that. It's only been my long-term plan.
I want to see. I just want to see one NPC named Bob. Like one important NPC, just the name of Bob, Sarah, Greg, like
Actually, there are.
Becky. Heck
We
yeah.
haven't met them yet. Well, we have, but it's
They all
It's a
live
cool
in
reveal.
the Fey realm.
it's a reveal that hasn't happened yet, so I can't say anything
I
more
can't
than
tell
that.
if you're being serious or not.
As I'd like it to be.
Good luck.
Okay, so it's been a moment since you walked through your origin stories, as it were. So this Sandland place that you
Yes.
you went to prison first. Another dimension where you found glowing
Technically,
rocks.
I died first, but
Yeah, okay. So you died, woke up in prison, and went to another dimension.
basically.
We're essentially telling a story to. I mean, this feels like we're telling a weird story to a conspiracy theorist, like aliens. It all goes back to aliens. Like
Just
I know, like I know Mordekainen's a little more technical than that, but
yeah,
Mordekainen, like at this point, might as well.
like once again. And so this is the same Sandland where you have the stones, the places that blew up our city, all around.
Yes.
From
Quite.
my
I,
understanding, yes.
in fact, do you know Severe?
I trust him, yes.
Severe was the
Don't
one
you
that
shut
knocked
anymore?
me out and sent me there, and I believe also activated the crystals, thus detonating the town. Or
Wait,
one.
wait, 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 wait. We know that Rin, Kaz, and the other guy killed Gif and have their stuff. Do you know 100% sure that it was Severe?
Well, I don't know if it was Severe specifically that detonated the town. I do know Severe was in on it after getting knocked out by a fairly, sadly weak sleeping spell. Kicked myself in the head over that one. Well, I guess it was kind of strong. It was cast at like 6th level.
Okay.
But yes, I would not trust Severe with any further choices.
I haven't seen him in several days. I am beginning to understand why.
Yes. Although from the sound of it, Severe might have been able to hide in plain sight a bit longer.
That makes sense if he would have access to higher level stunning and incapacitation spells.
Yes.
He would definitely have access to illusion magics as well.
I was
Which
this close to getting all the bags of the gems in them as well to stop the town from detonating, but before I could even enact my plan, as I said, I got knocked out. It was a fairly complicated one with getting access to the treasury to summon more help.
Severe's never had access to the treasury, so
Which I did not know at the time, but now I
that's fair.
see that is probably the case.
And to be fair, that's definitely now for the better.
Yes? Quite.
Okay.
Would you like a refill on your tea?
Yes, please. It is
Tsubaki is
bone
rolling
dry.
over in her grave
I will
now.
leave the pot.
Okay. Um, in through a lot of these discussions, there's been about like a page and a half more of notes written.
Yes, yes.
Just furiously making note of all of these things. Okay. So you mentioned this Rin and Kos.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm,
And Iviar, there's a
Iviar.
third.
Third. Okay. What role do they play in this?
Well, do you remember Bone Grove?
Who doesn't remember Bone Grove?
Bro.
I remember
Told
that
you.
there was some disturbances and Dromage was gravely wounded there. I'm beginning to see that this might have been some sort of a trial run by these mages.
Yes. From what we could figure, that was sort of part one in this scheme, as well as attracting a more than Bone Grove could handle, sadly, thus making it.
Considerable Mind Flayer presence, potentially.
Yes.
Or at the very least, an Underdark opening.
You see, he kind of takes a breath and angrily writes some notes down on another page, flips back a bit. Okay.
Yes, it seems that a lot of things are happening all at once, and I understand your frustrations.
This is a never-ending nightmare. Keep going.
Keep going.
I will send scouts out to survey there, see if we can pick up additional information. Speaking of the Underdark, I remember that we had people who were tasked with, who had, I believe it was Big B, who had talked to you about surveying for Armok Sewell.
Oh yes, in fact, I now know the location of the exact location within the Underdark, unless it has moved in some way. That you were
Is it in a
expecting us.
castle?
It's a
Yes, a
strong
black
structure.
obelisk-like castle.
it's a stronghold, a fortress constructed by the Dwagar down there. We had sent some people to. There was a convergence point, and we sent some people to collect a rare piece of arcanum, and they vanished. What did your discoveries yield about their current whereabouts and or said happenings there?
Well, I know
Crosses
the
its
people.
arms, looks at Ketch.
Well, from my understanding at least, the people there are also experimented with some specific magics within the realm of echo shards. Um, so it might be, in fact, connected to Rin, and it quite might be because they all had these rings as well. People from there, and I hold out the thorn ring, which has a similar effect, or not effect, but rather similar uh, cause to thorns as the bracers that sort of erase one's magics.
Okay.
Yes, that is
Anti-magic
another
gaunt
one I would recommend writing down.
anti-magic gauntlets have definitely been a thing for a while. Thorns on the inside. I don't have those particular models, but I can definitely see it as a thing.
Uh, as you notice, we've had your private sanctum spell up for a while,
I
so I
have
don't mind pulling these out.
recognized some of the handiworks. Yes.
I'll pull out one of the bracers that have like the anti-magic thorns on them. I keep them in an extra
We,
dimensional pack because I'm not sure if they have tracking capabilities or not.
They
we thought
probably
it
do.
best to basically wipe this place from the grid.
Given everything that's happened recently, I don't blame you. Um. Right. Let me see this thing, and he kind of looks through it. There's no thorns on the inside. So you say that this
They retract
they
Yes.
retract. Okay.
and extend.
Don't put it
That
on.
that
Or
makes.
do if you'd like. Just know
Or
that
put it
it'd be
on.
hard to
I'll
do
take your
magics.
word for it. Um. Right. Goes ahead and makes several more notations. So where did you collect some of these from?
Oh, we escaped from the prison.
Okay. So
Unless you're talking
these.
about the ring specifically, in which case that was from the Underdark.
Okay. The ring came from the Underdark. The manacle came from the prison. The
Yes.
manacle is designed to counter arcane talents. Cool.
Yes.
Great.
And it seems that both can operate. Like there's each bracer can operate singularly, nulling out magic. But for some reason they put two on. I assume just for security reasons, which makes sense.
I take it that's where those came from, and he points to markings on your arms.
Oh yes, sorry, I haven't got around to healing those just yet.
Gotcha. That's
More notes.
Also, just for a note, Andrew, I am not going to explain how I got out. Just throwing that in there, I'm not going to explain how I got out of the prison or how I got the manticles off.
he. I think he can kind of infer.
It's more to Kanan. I think he can figure it out.
That's fair. That's fair.
He can figure out some bits of it. He's probably not going to guess. We just decided to take a casual astral dreadnought trip to the astral sea, and then kind of popped out on the other side, crossed our fingers, and got lucky. Also,
Yes.
we let one of the prisoners go on the astral sea, but like, hey, it's fine.
I mean, they weren't our prisoner.
That is
And
true.
if they ever need, they can get here.
Yeah. You don't have to tell him that. He's definitely not
Yeah.
going to guess that either.
Yes. Also, speaking of, do you remember Subaki?
Yes, I do. We actually had her as taking care of some of the show forms then, just due
Uh,
to.
Quite. Unfortunately, she has
Yes.
passed away as a result.
I am
They did not take her prisoners from my knowledge.
Sorry
She
to
did
hear
show
Uh,
up.
that. That is.
She did
Sorry.
show up here 2 days later. I don't know what that's about.
I don't know if I told you that. Because I was like, yeah, since you all think Tsubaki's already dead, I'm not gonna like put you through it again.
Tsubaki sent. Oh wait, Tsubaki did try to send him a message, but I don't know if it got through.
Yeah, you
I don't.
specifically tried sending one to me, but something didn't I think it was because either I was still in the manticles or in the astral sea or something.
Magic
Well,
is dead,
yeah.
so I don't think sending works anymore.
It's not entirely dead. It's
Most
just.
magic's connected to gods and the like, right?
That's the thing. If you are drawing your power from a source other than of equivocation, you are
Good to know.
out of luck. If you can find something that can counteract the spell, provide fuel for its fire, it's going to work just fine.
Yes, I have done some experiments on my own spells, and so far I am fairly good because I do not draw upon a celestial power. Um, I just noticed that some of your jewelry has since dimmed of its magical light, so I assume some of them were quite advanced.
Several, yes.
Yes. But anyway, I was wondering, do you know by chance where we can get a similar crate to that Subaki had? This is just making conversation, of course, while trying to light up the mood, as it were. But it is a concern that I am looking to get one.
A similar crate?
Yes, a crate that is essentially a wardrobe that you can walk down in and grab clothing, props, etc. Like a bag of holding, but for more of almost a room, a walk-in closet, as it were.
She kept her pet Naga in it.
Yes.
It's a couple things I didn't know, but bag of holding. I can definitely do that.
Specifically, one about chest size, and that can be walked into would be preferable. But again, you don't have to do anything. I was just wondering if you knew where I could perchance get one, make one custom made, or feel like.
We have a
Now?
couple. Yeah, that's. There are a couple areas where I can find where I can find some bags that are stowed. Um, if you're looking to get something custom made, enchantment cost is probably going to be pretty high, all things considered.
Yes, we are
Um,
living in a brand new world.
that we are. From what I understand, that was the goal.
Quite.
Not a huge fan of it, but we'll adapt. We have to.
Is there a way to undo it at all?
Let us all start making sacrifices to random gods.
There
I hear
might
Tsubaki's
be,
words upon the wind.
but I am hesitant to try and say one way or another.
Valid.
The
Either way, the world will
individual
get back.
at the gala who was making rather bold and ostentatious claims, not
Exceedingly so.
not entirely wrong, but still, their actions seem to have created something of a cosmic ripple effect that has he was meaning to send a message and definitely did. And there
Received, I
is
would say.
anger and pain in the way he says that.
Wow, you've gone through that tea quite fast. I can put on another pot.
Yes, if you could please, that would be fantastic. Um, you've never encountered. When did you get taken out?
Do you want honey in that or not?
Just a little bit. Maybe 2 tablespoons for the pot.
Very well. And wait, I found some peppermint in the cupboards.
Oh.
Do you want any of that?
I'll be fine.
I feel like
All
he's
right.
avoiding your conversation.
Stay on task, Cat.
I went out to make more coffee or more tea. Frick.
Okay. We'll be back.
Okay.
After these messages.
So you mentioned that you got pulled away from the event by Severe.
Quite.
Don't like that. Around when did that happen? How in tune with everything that has happened since are you?
Well, I was knocked out for precisely 1 minute, from my understanding, or around 1 minute. In doing so, the music just started to stop. I went to sleep, and I woke up within the prison, as I mentioned before. Um, let's see.
Okay, so while you were asleep, the entire Circle of Eight was murdered,
Yes,
and
I took that.
that's a bold assumption on your part, but you are not inaccurate.
Well, I assume based on your troubledness as well as your um, lack of others around you.
My demeanor betrays me, I suppose. Um,
Do you have no bedside manners?
Absolutely
Echo?
none, no.
right. So individuals who were there was a guy who did a who did a spell with all of your magic shards that did the deed.
Yes, I'm quite sad to hear.
Do you know who that was?
I was unconscious before he started
Asking.
talking, so I do not.
I'm asking more than Caden.
I
Oh, okay.
did not see him specifically. I have heard bits secondhand from other sources. And I mean, we all heard the voice. We all heard the
Yes.
In retrospect, yes, yes.
And you were tailing people who were depositing these shards around, right?
Yes. Here.
You had a plan to collect all of them from around the campus if you had but the time and not the betrayal on your hands to
Yes,
deal with.
quite. I had several unseen servants at the ready, as well as preparations, and a few ideas on a few items from the treasury that we could use to summon more people to gather more objects.
Okay.
Also here, and I'm going to send via telepathy, basically mental projections of everyone that like hid a gem, was like looking suspicious. The entire party of what was her party's name?
The individuals that were called out that you were specifically watching were Halmadar, Callisto, Ganymede, and crap, I'm blanking on the last one. Callisto, Ganymede, Europa.
Yes, yes. Uh, Lady Hexware, Lord Tristan, Halmadar, Lord Gravensir of the Cobalt Lancers, High Mage Yinsgard, Archivist Kethric Rend, Lady Violet Blackthorn, Captain Samara.
Right.
Those ones were the main ones
We
who
gave
were.
you the brief information about some of our operations previously. You said that specifically they called out Halmadar.
Quite.
Apparently, ghosts return twice. He's been, per our records, in the ground for several decades.
Well, there are more than one ways to revive. Well, used to be more than one ways to revive, I suppose.
Yes, Leomund was the last one who saw him over on Orth
Ew.
I see.
before he died. After
I see.
Halmadar was already very dead. And it seems that now he is here to collect more.
Well, I'm happy to increase your knowledge upon the subject.
And I am grateful that you are able to provide me yet another headache to solve, but
Yes.
grateful.
One thing that might, I suppose it's probably not weighing on your mind too much, but I have destroyed the phylactery.
The what?
Remember? The phylactery, you warned us against studying it. I destroyed it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. The
Okay.
bone white dragon phylactery with the beating heart inside.
Yes, that thing. Okay.
Yes, it is destroyed. It's
Excellent.
so one less thing to worry about. Although I sense, based on your reaction, you'd perish the thought from your memory.
Was a fortunate time.
I'm just gonna look back and forth between Mordenkainen and Echo and bury my face in my hands.
Why? What's wrong? What seems to be the issue, Zagra?
It's nothing, carry on.
You were mentioning
Very well.
this Rin figure. The one you... Hang on. Flips back a couple pages. The one who found you from the Sandland.
Yes.
Yes, he
The
was
one
Creator of
sending,
Eyes of Ren, if you know that spell.
he was
what?
sending Iviar out into the Sandland to collect echo shards.
Seems
Okay.
to be, yes.
He makes a note that it was by proxy. Don't know that spell. Sounds custom.
Yes. Seeing as how it has a name on it, I assume.
You said this individual was specifically hunting Gith.
Yes.
Why?
If I recall correctly, Azarkas is specifically the one who is doing it under his master's orders.
Helps,
I
but...
know not who the master is.
Okay. Probably Rin. Okay. But there's no reason why. It's just casual targeted homicide.
Well, I assume there's more of a reason than that, but we just do not know what it is.
Well,
I can work with that. Well,
we also have rings that let us shapeshift into other people.
a useful
Which were
tool.
used at the party, I believe, if my vision was not lying to me.
Okay, that's definitely a point. But what sort of do you have one of these on you? At any point?
Yes.
Uh, he kind of has his hand outstretched. Good.
I give it to him.
Okay. You see him immediately begin tracing a couple of sigils in the air, and there is almost a stretch of crimson that runs right through his form, and then there is a. It seems to pulse at a different area with something else that he is carrying, and he inspects it. Okay, this
Good
is
old creature.
rather standard spells, but so he will pass it back to you. So alter self. Low level, easier to produce artifacts for.
Yes. It's one of very few things that works anymore.
I am just going to trust that it
But
does. Yes, I.
For me, the only thing that stopped working was that ring, and I just got that ring too.
What ring?
Oh, shopkeep.
for me, the
Anyway,
only thing that stopped working is the bag of tricks. And I'll show it.
yes.
I'm sorry, Mordekainen, this might look familiar.
Do you. What might look familiar?
I do actually say that as I pull out the bag of tricks and set it on the table.
Oh.
We had collected that in the armory. Yes, it was from some of our expeditions off-world.
You seem quite dressed. Here, I'm going to summon an unseen servant to give him a back massage.
Please don't do that.
No? Oh,
As soon as it kind of gets to the back.
very well. Just, summon unseen servant.
I appreciate the thought, but okay. Bag of tricks that makes sense. It is pulling a creature from. It's pulling a spirit from another realm, imbuing them into a little bit of conjuration magics. So it's not able to find its target. Your ring, you said that was stopped.
Oh, yes, it
No,
is
this
essentially a +1 arcade focus.
Right.
that ring. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I'll produce it.
Okay, a seal of Encridianus. That also tracks. It is drawing from one of the sources. Okay, so thankfully nothing out of the ordinary there. Um, so
Okay.
So,
a plan forward. Is that tea ready yet?
oh yeah, like in the back aisle, I'll take it off. I'll leave the pot next to him with it being poured already.
He will pour himself a cup that is way too hot and there's a bit of a burn, but like he'll take
Yeah,
it.
honey, peppermint, nice calming.
Um, Right. So, you went to this prison that you went back to from the Sandland. You got out, you got here. Works for me. You found a couple other people. Good on you. Your magic is behaving consistently here, from what I understand, which is
Quite, quite.
consistent, which is better than nothing.
Accurate.
Yes.
Okay. Um. So, information from Aramaksul, you don't have that. Information from the gala, you were unconscious. You were just hearing things, so we can't really go for more there. Um, interesting about the shards. Interesting about Severe. Um, notes from Bone Grove. Everything kind of checks out there. Are there any leads that you might have that just
No,
are incomplete?
not personally.
Cool. That's definitely a response. He downs the cup of tea and then pours himself another.
If there's anything Zagra would know, she would tell. I don't know if that's helpful to you, Andrew.
Uh-huh.
We did find an Ifrin, I do remember that.
Yes.
Alec. Alec is being attacked by the Fae.
I remember that there was a substantially smaller population there as of late, based on some of our different reports. I did hear about a rampage in a couple of the different scrying and news sessions that I've taken part in. Under attack from the Fae, that's new information.
Are you familiar with insert name of crystal rhinos here?
I've observed them from afar. It's been
Everywhere.
Yes, and including the group that was like kidnapping, was trying to kidnap me and Zagra, or
they,
kill us, whichever one. I forget the group's name.
okay.
The ones that are currently in control of. Uh,
Cobalt Lancers?
yes, the Cobalt Lancers. Thank you.
I've definitely had eyes on them for a bit. They came up quick out of the Red Towers and spread like wildfire, but they genuinely seem to be doing some good.
Well, about that, I'm not quite
I'll
sure.
believe that when I see it.
Not only did they attack us, quite frankly, instantly, they also seemed to be delighted in the fact that they were about to cause us harm, as well as the magics they carry, which essentially can one summon, or at least used to. I don't know if theirs are still working, but summon other beings. Basically, make someone immortal for a short amount of time by essentially, well, making someone
Making
immortal
their
for a short
soul
time.
to a fire.
I will say, like, I think that's all I really say about it.
There's
They also had a different, but I don't know if we'd have the word for that.
that's fair. They called it a bridge when you were there. They had a thing. They had a thing. Okay. I'm gonna have
They had a
to
thing, yes.
going to have several patrols head over toward Allig. Turn that
That
place
might be for the
upside
best. I believe
down.
some of the townspeople are in distress there as well.
Sounds like I've got a meeting with
I think I should help
some of
out with
their
that.
nobles.
Yes. In fact, I believe a lot of Alec is uh, uh, re
Has gone
Located.
to Bone Grove
yes,
to
relocated. Thank you. I
expand.
was looking for the word. Uh, yes, to Bone Grove. As I was about to say.
Okay.
You know it's bad when they would rather go where intellective hours definitely were
I mean, to be fair, Bone
than
Grove's not
where
a
they are now.
bad place. It's a little rough
Thank
around
you.
the
That's what
edges.
I've been
It's
trying to tell them.
first I'm hearing of
Shibaki is
aberrant
rolling
threats.
over in her grave right now. She's like,
It's a bit rough around the edges. The aberrant
Could use
threat
some
is
water.
new.
If you are sending out delegations to help citizens, I would also recommend sending some way of generating water over to Bone Grove, because it seems like they were struggling in that regard. When last we were there, at least.
I will. He makes a note of that. Okay. So
We're so sorry. Or at least I am. I don't know how Echo feels.
I
I,
appreciate it.
do, I uh, am here.
That's the
my question
Sorry.
is,
that's the most that
can,
half of us can say.
my only question to catch is, can you sympathize at this point?
I mean, I sympathize that you have lost a lot of comrade in arms.
That's actual progress.
Yeah.
I
Thank you all so much for your. Wait.
yes.
No.
Yes?
What are your plans here? Are you
Well,
you
for us,
are
we were
empowered mages and practitioners upon this continent? It. What sorts of things are you working on here, just so I can know you're not accidentally going to blow up half the continent?
Oh, well, we were just going to repair the fortress. I still have
We're
some.
battening down to here.
Yes. For at least the next year, for me personally, I don't know about Zagra or Zace, but I was planning on fortifying the walls for miscellaneous storms, earthquakes, tsunamis, etc., as well as going to make this.
Make the private sanctum permanent.
Yes.
Okay.
Other than that, uh, I have a few plans, but it mostly revolves around helping the fortress to have somewhat of a home base, as it were.
The fortress is here.
It is.
Yes, it's.
Yes.
He kind of taps his foot
Yes,
on the
it
ground.
is. It is indeed here.
It's. It shouldn't be moving.
Okay. Why has this been brought up?
It isn't?
You raised a lot of strange questions there about setting the fortress as a... He downs another cup of the tea. I'll work with it. Thank you
I
for your
said setting it
time.
as a home base. It's not like that means moving.
It must have been me. Don't worry.
I slowly lean over to Zachary. Should we make this base move?
If there's any confusion, I think I might sense the confusion. Yes, the fortress is the name of the gift crush here.
An interesting note. He immediately reopens his book and makes a note of that here on a small chapter that is dedicated to you all. Okay.
You're welcome to stay and get your night's sleep. And although I have some status around here, I can 100% station a guard.
I appreciate that, but I have to meet with some other nobles who are very interested about how their king and queen died a couple days ago in our courtyard.
Quite.
Oh.
Yeah. I appreciate the hospitality and genuinely everything that has befallen here. Maybe we can get some of these pieces put together.
Please come back.
Assuming I live until next week, yes.
Well,
also,
then.
wait. He pulls out the orb and passes it back to you.
Andrew, I would like you to roll for that, by the way.
Okay.
The orb?
No. Him living through the next week.
Roll for Mordecai's life.
Sounds like a...
I'll take my orb.
That's really good. High chances. 92.
All right.
As I take my orb back, I slide into his hand the wooden mouse toy that squeaks.
Aww. And it comes full circle!
There's a moment that is confused, but he will he will just take it and be grateful. Just
Sakura, you're parting with our most precious magic item? Whoa.
It comforts me when I'm under distress.
Yes, I quite remember the mouse.
There's a stressed but jovial look on his face, like, okay, this is cool. This is nice. Thank you. He is appreciative, but still also very sleep deprived.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait. Just because might as well. I'll do a lesser restoration.
The appearance does not change.
That's fair. Should make him a little more rested. I mean, it's not gonna like do a full or even a short rest, but you know.
He will down the last cup of tea and then begin readying a teleportation circle back.
All right. But little did he know I put poison in his tea. No.
Well, there was an 8% difference in that 92 I rolled, so...
I mean, chances are he's going to survive. He has to. It's more than Kanan.
Yes.
I
If
can
he's
think of eight
going
other
to
people.
die, it's going to be dramatic.
I can think of 8 other people who everyone thought the
Um,
exact same for.
yeah, I was about to say,
He basically is living with a target on his back and needing to do diplomatic missions with people who may or may not want to kill him
Both internally and externally.
for days on end. It's like the worst customer service meetings you could possibly have.
I have a few good things. I have a few good
I can
things.
imagine the Karens he would have to deal with.
I mean, that's just the royal family. I mean, literally, the king and queen just died, so there's probably a lot of people wanting to know exactly how this was happened on his grounds.
Especially since he is the only one left.
Oh yeah, Andrew.
I
Quick
was thinking
question.
that too. I'm like,
Yes.
is anybody gonna question that?
Because I was looking through my inventory, just doing a double check on everything. The holy water I got from that one. I think it was a cleric or something. Is it still holy water?
How do you detect the difference?
Identify.
It seems to have a faint arcane property to it.
All right, cool.
Speaking of
Just
inventory, Subaki, what was in your inventory before Nisei left with it? What
So
sort of
many.
things have been removed from play?
Huh.
I have it pulled up here
Because
as
you
well.
might have something very important.
Let me. I have to sign out of this page and sign back into my.
Oh wait, hold on. I got you. You don't have to sign out, does he? I can just paste this right here for you. Boop.
Oh,
You can look at it. You won't be able to edit things, but
that's fine.
it's great to just check on inventory. I remember you gave me all but 794 of your gold, I believe. The
Yep.
violin. Uh,
Let's see. There's the violin, that I made. Summer's dance, which is the sword.
that was taken with
Rose,
you. I do
Red
not have
Rose.
that one.
Oh, Echo Shards. I gave Jacob all the Echo
Yes,
Shards, by the
you
way.
did give me
Just so
those.
the Ion Stones were broken, so they were gone. Vials of something Elon? Bella is. I think that was the poison.
That sounds like a drow poison.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was. There was. I think 2 of those.
Also the
Hey,
antitoxin.
Echo, I have 3 Echo Shards, one of which is shadow-based. Do you want those?
Oh, quite certainly. I will take those as well as that
I
one
was
back.
actually going to make a suggestion. Nisei after a couple months is gonna send a crate and Subaki's last will and testament. I was literally just thinking that, going through my inventory. So
During the next month,
Okay.
a couple of months, one day you find Nisei returning to the stronghold.
mhm.
Hey, Nisei.
Howdy there.
Hello. It is good to see you all.
Formal business attire with a ledger and a briefcase.
I'm not gonna say it was. I'm literally just dragging the trunk of holding. She's got a bow tie on. I'll say that.
So fancy.
Or it's black for mourning, you know.
I don't. Oh, there's inventory.
Jacob, I don't think you have my written notes though,
I don't have your
because I wrote a lot of stuff down in my written notes.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Do not have the written notes now.
So I'm gonna go sign
Okay.
into mine. No.
Sounds good.
Anyway, so
Because I know you had a lot of
Because
things.
you might have.
yeah.
You might have something that we really need.
Yeah.
It's
So yeah, Nisei was gonna go through the things and send you guys stuff anyways. So I was literally thinking that.
what sort of things do not make good grave decorations?
Dro mage?
Oh, Tsubaki is not like her grave decoration is not simple. They basically turned her into Snow White,
Oh, I
glass coffin, tributary statues made of gold.
I
mean,
fully
there's
believe that.
yep. So yeah,
Over
yeah.
here we have your name carved in a brick.
Yeah.
The only name carved into a brick.
A large block.
I mean,
Laser?
we can always add more bricks.
We can always add more bricks.
That
Okay,
sounds like
okay,
a threat more than a promise.
Okay, I am going to start pasting things into chat. Okay,
Okay.
so this is what I have.
That's going to make the quote list. We can always add more bricks.
Nope.
Whoa, what's the beating heart of Astaphet?
It's a book. It's a book.
Oh, okay. I was like, whoa.
Asphodel?
You had their chronicle.
I was like, whoa. Tsubaki also had a phylactery. That's a lot of unfinished paintings.
We got that from the inside of that one monster we defeated.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, what do you think she had that you're looking for?
Is it the plate, Andrew?
Andrew?
I'm just curious in general what Tsubaki had.
If you're, are you wondering about the plate by chance, or 1/3?
Oh.
Yes.
Because
you
I
have
have
that?
that noted down in my inventory.
Okay.
Good, okay.
But I have like
That is
two,
what we were looking for.
I have 3 question marks after it, so I didn't know. I think that at the time I didn't know what it was, or didn't know if I had it.
That's fair. That
I
is one of the things
forget.
that I definitely am curious about where that was.
Yeah, because I do have that.
But Tsubaki does have some other things that I am seeing here that are. Huh.
Yeah.
I think we might need a bleeding heart of Asphodel too, though.
What is the air bubble? Is that like a scroll of air bubble?
Yep.
Okay.
I
Oh,
noted it down to remind myself of things.
I guess, yeah, it's too late now, but, frick, that would be kind of useful. Because I don't think I have that spell.
Just know, Tsubaki is leaving
I
you
mean, it's in
stuff,
Tsubaki's
so-
will, we could get it. So I think you get it. Because this is Tsubaki's will.
Unless she
Dowry?
trusts it to, unless she specifically gives air bubble to Zace, and you can't go against Tsubaki's will.
Zace doesn't want air bubble. It's
I mean-
magic. It's unnatural to breathe underwater.
I just think it's going to be super handy, especially because of the air issues with Secret Chest.
Mm-hmm.
Secret Trust is having errors?
The air issues, as in you can't breathe for too long in the space.
Oh no, what have I done?
What have you done, Andrew?
And those 2 manticles, I believe, are the drow manticles, specifically.
Yeah. Because I believe I have some of those myself. I believe they're anti-magic.
Yeah. Not quite as hardcore as the prison, but still, anti-magic.
Alright. honestly, I think um
You don't have to send
look,
back what you don't want. I was just
I'm
curious what
only
you.
looking through the stuff that I feel like would be she would actually consider of
Importance.
Worthy
important.
of passing on?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that phase spider blood. Man, that phase spider was a long time ago.
Yep. Let's look.
It's a little bit sludgy
Alright.
blood, but seems
By
functional.
now, yeah.
Oh, that's handy. Air bubble's not a verbal component spell; it's just somatic. You don't need to. You can cast it within silence.
Well, yeah, you probably need to cast it while you're underwater.
That's fair. It's fair.
tries to tries to say the words, fucking drowns immediately.
Poof
Uh-huh.
bubble.
This is our friend.
Right.
Nice bit of potions of healing. I forget. Okay, it's only one creature at a time. Got it.
Catch.
Yes.
Catch. She
Yes.
has
Yeah. Yeah.
Smith's tools.
I also have Smith's tools.
She had
I
smith
got
Damn it.
them.
proficiency.
I thought you needed those.
I did, but and then I got them from the town when we were there last. Thank you for looking out, though.
Give them to the blacksmith.
I'll add it to the smithy's inventory.
They now have some extra pieces.
Alright. Alright. I Subaki makes a big theatrical, or not Subaki, but Nisei is like, is your other companion here?
Zace?
Yes.
No.
All right. Well, you can pass along the message and the possession. Okay.
Yes.
She puts pulls a scroll out of the box and lays it on the floor to read it. Has no hands, so it's kind of how it works.
I'll hold it down.
Or just hold it in front of her face. That'll work.
Okay.
This is the last will and testament of Subaki, the little lily of the east and west. She added a title, Bunny Warlock of the Realms. That was, I don't know when she had the time, but she did it.
The shade.
It's written in a completely different handwriting. I think the rabbit wrote this.
Their penmanship is remarkable.
To my companions and the last party I traveled and entertained in this world, Subaki, I had a grand time. I caused tons of trouble. You caused tons of trouble. everywhere we
Yeah,
went.
that's fair.
It was exciting and heartfelt and meaningful. Um, I shall, upon reading this, it means that I am no longer with you. That my mortal soul has departed this world, and that my friend and my best friend and only companion in this world to have stuck with me this long. Good for you, Nisei. Is to deliver the valued possessions of one Tsubaki, the little lily of the west and east, east and west, however you want to say it. Okay, to Zagra. I leave you Summer's Dance, as well as all 7 of
Oh,
my healing potions.
oh, nice.
And I believe I think I'm gonna give you the 2 vials of poison as well. Ketch already has some, so I figured I'd give them to you.
The Bellbowl, the one.
Yeah. And then
Cool.
and then I shall also leave you with my journals, my maps, and whatever else I have uh from my cartography stuff.
Ooh, yeah.
Yep.
For me.
Yep. I had a whole kit of cartography stuff in there, so
Okay.
and
She's
then
good at that. So
mhm.
Yeah,
You have a
this
pretty
map is
decent.
intricate.
You have pretty decent map of the areas you went in the Underdark.
Yep. Um I know that Zace isn't a magical person, but I leave them my compass. May they always know which way they wish to travel, whether it is with us or not. To Mari, I have left about $794 worth of coin in an account to feed Mari. May Zace never run out of food for her.
It's collecting interest.
If you guys ever need to feed Mari. Here. To
Strange how it doesn't
catch,
give like bank details or anything.
she was in a hurry, I feel.
Okay, there's money in a bank somewhere on the continent for Mari.
No, she left it down in the she had me deposit it in the town's bank here.
Gotcha. All right.
She wasn't very specific. I'm kind of making half of this up on my own. It's just give
I'm
these
sorry,
things to
Mari.
me.
I'm sorry about that, Mari.
It's Nisei.
I'm sorry,
Or it's
Nisei.
Nisei, frick. We were just talking about Mari. I'm sorry about that, Nisei.
It's okay. She wasn't always the most organized individual. I mean,
Right.
all the things I had to go through in the chest of holding. I mean, I couldn't believe she still had some of those things. But I did.
There's just a wall full of needles.
No. It's just she liked to accumulate many costumes of many kinds, and
Oh
some of
no.
them were quite questionable.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Whew. She didn't leave any of that with us, I hope.
No.
Okay.
I went through. She had explicit instructions for all the things that needed to be destroyed
I see.
before I would give up these things to all of you. So
Okay. I'm glad that that doesn't fall back on us.
Appreciated. Appreciated. I'm
to
glad we don't have to toss things into our sea.
yeah, I wouldn't want you to pollute the sea. Um, to catch I I leave all my research on the far call.
All right.
Um, I leave you the bubble air scroll. I know there was a sending scroll in there too. I think, yeah, there was at least one, and a feather falling scroll, which you made for her. So, um, she also left you the spider's blood, the there's a couple of things in here that I didn't even know I had. Yeah, this form and the enlarge and reduce scroll. That was one of them. She's also leaving you pretty much all of the magical implements she had in there, like the 2 sets of manacles that she got.
Gotcha.
There was something
We
specific.
can make Mari really small for quite a bit.
Um. She left you the book, the Beating Heart of Asphodel.
Okay.
She is also leaving you the chest of holding.
Heck yeah!
She knew you particularly liked it. I have no use. I just didn't want to haul all her crap home with me without it.
Fair enough. I'm just gonna add it to the secret chest. It's now a permanent fixture.
Oh, that was the big thing that
Is it?
it's completely empty now. All the shelves, everything.
Okay,
I've
that's.
Oh no, yeah, that's a good point, Zagra.
Except for the stuff that I brought here with me to give to you all, it's completely empty.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yes, I would not subject you to such a nightmare. Oh, God.
Oh, it seems you've forgotten one, Nisa. Oh, what is this? Oh! I don't know, man.
I know you found nothing, so.
Yeah, you're right.
You found nothing, you messed
You got me,
up.
Nisei. You got me.
You pull out a relic from Tsubaki's other campaign.
Just eyes closed.
No, it's the cherub costume she left behind with nothing but wings on it. And a hanger. She
Anyway.
was an entertainer.
Oh, that also reminds me. Since I have this here noted, I might as well just give it to you. Zagra, here. Since you lost your pouch, it's not quite as the same, but it might do in a pinch.
Oh, she was also gonna leave Zagra the
What
bag of holding
pouch?
she had.
Oh,
I was about
nice.
to say, no, Zagra, you get the bag of holding that Tsubaki had.
But yeah, I'm talking about the
Yeah.
bag of tricks or the bag of fur bag, brown bag. That one for
Yes.
pom pom. I'll give you a scroll of find familiar.
Yes.
No charge this time, but you feel free to cast it whenever you have time. If you need, I still have some of Tsubaki's drawings of miscellaneous cats, monkeys, flying cats, squirrels, etc. that I had her do for me before.
I think I'll be fine.
Very well. Just so you know, it needs somewhat of a something to go off of. If you have like a little mechanical animal, a drawing of a something or other.
A mouse that squeaks.
Mouse that squeaks. But I fear that. Oh no.
Okay, you know what? I'll take those drawings.
We have to call Mordenkainen back now. Grab the mouse. Which drawing do you want? Got a squirrel here,
I'll
a
take a
raven,
bird.
an owl. I have an owl. I have a raven.
I'll take an owl.
Here, have an owl.
Actually, no, raven.
Oh, here, have a raven. Here, have one of
I'll
each in
take a
case at another point in time.
Okay. And I could probably draw my own things as well.
Yes. I just thought it might be apt since Tsubaki, is no longer with us, that maybe something of Tsubaki is left. Heck
I
yeah.
can get rid of this. I
Those
should
drawings
really
Tsubaki made
just.
is really, really nice. Is there anything else
You shouldn't have to have
you
a
would
new fight
like?
for Sagra. Just start fresh and clear this all up.
Yeah.
Uh, no. That should be all.
Would you
I
like to
didn't.
stay a couple days? I have, well, it's not fully prepared. There is a room with a bed that you can use.
That would be
We have
fine.
tea.
We also have tea, yes. Oh, it seems that he drank the rest of the pot. Wow, that's like a gallon of tea total. Wow, wow. Um, would you like a pot of tea?
No, I'm good.
Very well. I feel.
I think he stole our tea tree.
Oh no! Ah, well, it's fine. I'll make another one.
No,
Man, I feel so bad for that man's bladder.
he needed the waking up though. Anyways, no, I will stay for a while. Actually, I was hoping to have a job here. Since Tsubaki is gone, I
Oh,
don't want to go home. I'm officially a guardian naga again. Um, I mean, I always was, but Tsubaki always had me do odd jobs for her. Um, it was a friendly obligation mostly. Um, I was wondering. I know that you and her had talked about placing a garden in this area. I would like
Yes.
to be a tender to your garden.
Very well. Would you like to
And
tend the alchemical ingredient garden then?
that would be fine.
I
And
feel like you're.
anything that I feel as though that I would like to be the guardian of this entire castle. In fact,
sure.
Uh,
it
I
was
maybe wouldn't be here all the time, so yeah.
it just Subaki really wanted to get this place off the ground. I heard the enthusiasm as she talked. I I would like to make this place my new home.
We'd love to have you.
All right. All right. I I shall go find myself a corner to set up in somewhere. If you stumble across me, don't be surprised.
I
I you
was
May
very well.
I suggest a small tailway that goes out into the ocean?
um I
If
I
that's not your speed, that's fine. It's just a suggestion.
mm, I was thinking of finding myself a jar, and it's gonna be relocated to random places. I feel like keeping an eye on things that way would be best.
Okay.
All right. A jar, you say? That gives me an idea.
Something pottery like that has holes in the sides, and she could just sleep in it, stays warm.
Mhm.
Hey, can we put her in an alchemy jug?
I um, I think Nisei is a bit too big for that.
Nisei's pretty big.
Yeah, Nisei's
Nis-
like
Can we
giant.
put her in the vase catch broke?
The vase I broke? You mean the
Hero's
Hero's
Feast.
Feast goblet?
Yes. It's a full on vase. It's a goblet.
I can make a vase tomorrow.
I would
Okay.
I would like something to be made out of rough pottery. No glazes, nothing. Red would be nice, but white would be okay too. Something earthy. If you can't find that, I will go procure one for myself.
Oh, I already am making the design in my head currently. Do not worry about it. In fact, if you look out in the garden, my imagination itself probably has already summoned it into being.
if you could also find a way to keep it warm, if during the winter time, I fall asleep quite often and hibernate. I will end up hiding it somewhere near a fireplace and lose track of what I'm doing. That's the thing Subaki was good at, keeping me from roasting.
Sure thing. I do not mind one bit. Let's see. Warmth. I will make. Uh, yeah. Oh,
Towards
I'll
the
tell you what.
forge?
There's an old. Actually, there used to be sort of a forge-like structure next to the animal enclosure. If you would like to spend time with some animals while you're here.
I don't mind that.
Very well. If you look near there, I'm sure that if you'll see the pot already.
I know you meant animal, but like I only heard anvil enclosure, and I'm like, what?
We have to stop these anvils from escaping, guys. Like, it is a real problem.
Oh boy.
It reminds me of the place from Animania, Anvilania. Yakko became king. Was a thing.
The Acme dimension.
That anvil just sprouted when started walking off.
That's a mimic.
Oh wait, hold on.
Oh gosh, a mimic who turns into
A
an anvil
mimic.
and just drops on random people.
That's insane. That is insane. I love
Uh-huh.
it. All right. So yeah. Accommodations noted.
Anyways,
We're happy to have you, Nisei.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here. I shall go about my business and make myself familiar with the place and all its nooks and crannies.
Yes.
A hobby of mine is to hide and listen and then surprise people. I love surprising people.
Good to know. I will keep that in
Be
mind.
careful around the other gift. They're kind of jumpy and can be quick to fight back.
Oh, I only surprise people who have malicious intent in their minds.
Ah.
Subaki was my favorite person because she always had something malicious on her mind.
That tracks. That tracks.
She was quite a devious little thing. I will say. Well, anyways, have a good day, everyone.
You too, Nisei. Guys, I think Nisei's my favorite.
Nisei's pretty great.
It's too bad we didn't get to play with her the entire campaign.
Sorry.
Yeah, Andrew, how could you?
I think we have half a campaign to go. Honestly.
Speaking of, I'm making the alchemical farm right now.
Okay.
We learned so much about Tsubaki.
Yeah, just that one encounter.
Well, Nisei doesn't have to keep her secrets anymore. She's dead.
It's fair.
That's true.
Now she gets to tell all the naughty, terrible stories about her that nobody knew.
There's gonna be a tell-all book one day, and
There's gonna be a book eventually. The terrible chronicles of the Lily of the East and West by Nisei. Her
No.
guardian
Like
lion.
the book is east, west, south, and north.
every time
Nisei.
every time the name gets said, there's another direction added on.
Yeah.
Underdark. She just basically tacks on all the places she's ever been.
I mean, how many lilies are there in the Underdark? She's the
Right?
smallest.
I had always intended Nisei to be kind of like the counterpart to Tsubaki's thing, but it just
She was too far gone. On a road trip with fake musicians.
I shall never live that one down.
Technically speaking, Nisei doesn't have to live that down. Tsubaki already did.
Nisei has a guilty conscience nobody knows about. Tsubaki knew how to make her feel bad about things. That's why she stuck around for so long.
Zagra walks by. Oh, good lord.
Just
We're growing Tesla coils.
I'm just I didn't know if anyone was watching. I'm sorry. I was just messing.
No, it's fine.
Don't worry about the fabrication like ends. Don't worry about that. But before I had Tesla coils planted in here. Here, yeah, it was like this.
They weren't even ash oils, I think, but
man, that garden would be electric.
okay.
Yup. And maybe stolen by Edison.
Huh?
I enjoyed that joke, Andrew. That's a
Yeah, that's
alchemical
quite
looking
good.
plant.
Okay, I'm gonna stop watching you because it's addictive.
It's fun to watch.
I know, but I won't pay
Ooh,
attention to
put that
anything.
up a wall. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, it's pitcher plants.
I love pitcher plants. They're beautiful. I like
I too
drawing
love
them.
a carnivorous plant. I've always wanted to have my own Venus flytrap.
Oh, there's one. I've written it into my book where this lady actually engineered her own because the sap that they produce goes into her biofuel.
Yeah. I'm thinking we either let them eat a couple insects and harvest the digestive fluids full of magical insects slash those bugs.
You're kind of cutting in and out.
You're cutting in and out,
Tractor.
Sarah.
The last thing I heard fully was cut them open for digestive fluid from magical insects.
That's very curt. Is this any better?
Some.
Yeah. I mean, I can hear you. It was just you were cutting out before. It wasn't a volume issue, I don't think.
Well, I
There it goes.
moved my microphone close. Right.
Oh, that might have been why. Okay. Can't remember which one it was. I'd like to say it was that one. Wonder if it's in my research folders. I will send it.
Put it at the top.
I will find it.
What are you looking for?
It's a pitcher plant.
Oh, yes.
Nope, it
Picture
should be
plants
under.
are so cool.
They are.
Just gonna put it in there where my dice are.
I'm curious, Jacob, how many assets are in this map?
All of them?
Huh?
Not all of them, just quite a bit. More. I will tell you this: more than what the copy and paste system can handle. Because if you try copying the entire map and pasting it, it only takes like, I want to say maybe 5% of it.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Because that holds like 20,000, I think, or something like that. Something crazy like that.
Try to branch coral. Oh, try to seaweed.
Getting distracted by Jacob's map making.
Oh wait.
We are basically done.
Oh, are we?
We're basically through the first
Are we
month. You would have gotten your shipment of homesteading goods from Gresh this month as well.
There we go. I like this.
That looks really cool.
Yeah,
That is nice.
it's nice.
I think that this is a decent place to put on pause for tonight.
All right.
Probably do
Fair?
a couple
Yeah,
more months, if not more than that next time. I know I have the Zace bits, which... Yes.
I know we need to actually meet Desi's character.
Yep.
Fair.
Because
True.
currently they're in the hamlet at Innismouth. Innisbrook.
I found it. Yeah, that's the one.
Catch, that's a stick.
It's just the base. I'm adding more. It's just like the root system.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're doing. It's gonna be like pumpkins, but I don't know what's gonna be there. But
Yeah, kinda like
got
pumpkins.
that pumpkin vine thing going on.
But the cacti.
That's
I was
interesting.
about to say, we're growing tree branches that will get struck by lightning for witch bolt.
Yeah.
A spell I don't even have.
I don't think any of us have that spell. None of us are magic users anymore, except for Catch.
I do not have that spell. Yeah.
Huh.
Actually, yeah.
Ooh.
Try the cacti. The rounded ones that...
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just gonna add these real quick.
The fact that they
Fair
changed the rotation and orientation.
Oh no, I'm doing that manually.
Oh.
Essentially, fun fact, because I learned this by essentially spending, I think, 200 hours on this program so far. If you click, it just makes it. If you middle click, it rotates. If you click and middle click at the same time, it will sort of do an automatic rotation thing.
That is super nice and very useful.
Click and middle click at once? Okay.
Yep.
Stagnation.
It just makes it easier for...
to toggle, make it do it automatically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, because I spend a lot of times doing stuff like this, of like placing just these down. I've sort of learned some shortcuts to make it not as uh, rage inducing.
Tedious.
Yeah, tedious.
Yeah.
Let's go with tedious.
Okay.
Just corn. That is a bone.
Yeah, we just finished up.
That's what that is.
I
Well, I guess it could be like a
figured I'd tell
tree.
everybody that I was done. I know.
It's
That's
the
Jacob.
alchemical
This is the map
ingredient
he's making
garden.
of the castle we're
It's
building.
going to be weird.
He's doing the garden. Cold. Yes, that's cold. Oh, I didn't even know Darkseid was outside. No, Mom did.
Ooh.
Well, that's nifty.
This seems hazardous to garden.
Hence why Nisei's decided to take it over.
Yeah.
She's very resilient. There's a lot of space between the rows. In reality, there's a lot of space between those rows.
Yeah, sure. I'm honestly, this is just going to be like sort of trial one. I'm probably going to edit this later. Like honestly, I kind of want to get rid of whoopsies. These already, at least the ones over here, and then no, not that one. These over here. Just make some more room because these are big plants next to each other. And I'm going to add some more of these.
Some liverworts and moss and fungi.
Yeah. And then over here we already have our foods, which we have mushrooms. I don't know if those should go in the alchemical farm instead, but I already have those here, so.
Some
Which
of
also,
those mushrooms do not look human consumable.
that's fair.
We don't have a single human in the party. Actually, wait. Is Kara human?
Nope.
Kara
No.
is Furbog, I believe.
Furball.
Oh, Firbolg, yes. Sorry, I
He's
forgot.
block, right?
Yeah, Furball. Yep. I was working on some of the art for her. I've got a student show coming up at the end of after spring break is over this week or this next week, and we get to submit 5 pieces, and I want to do character art.
Ooh.
So yeah, that's what I'm working on right now.
Well, if you end up doing like a Hero Forge token or something like that, that would work for a actual token that I can put on the map, I'd be grateful.
I am doing physical media. It's gonna be watercolored paintings and maybe acrylic. So
I thought you had.
Just need something to make a token out of.
I will eventually make a Heroes Forge thing for it.
What about the image that's on your character sheet? I thought that was the.
That was just a random placeholder I had.
Ah, gotcha.
I haven't really gotten a good. I haven't really thought of her look yet. That's why actually I've already redone her character like 3 times right now. I had to resketch her. I'm like, oh, that's not quite it. So yeah, it's gonna take me a minute, but I will get there. Tsubaki, I've known Tsubaki for years, so she was easy.
Yeah. Actually, hold on. I'm sorry for getting distracted on the map. Is there anything else we're doing today?
I think we're in a pretty decent spot.
All right.
I think we're basically
Yeah, no, Yeah, I am.
The main things we did are Desi's character introduction, Arden Kanan. I think that's about it.
Fair, fair.
Yeah.
In that case, Andrew, can I run a few fabricate things for the past week
Hit me.
to run by you?
Hit me
All
with
right,
it.
I'm gonna
All
go
right.
then, and
All right.
I will send you guys images of things I create later.
Sounds good.
Coolio.
All right, bye.
Sounds
See
good.
ya.
All right.
See ya.
Bye, Desi. Hold on, let me stop streaming. There we go. Okay. So first off, where is it? Where are my notes? My notes are right here's where they are. First of all, I want to fabricate out of the teeth I have. A statuette about double the size of like your average mini, like double the size of like a big mini. Because hold on, let me find the ratio that I had before. So with all the teeth I have, I can make about 4 of those. I want to make one of me. That's like just a bust, or not a bust, a full statuette of me top to bottom with my likeness.
A big mini of yourself.
Yes, essentially. And I'm going to make one for Zagra as well.
Okay.
And I will give it to you and say, just keep this on your person for a while. It will have a use in some time. And it's just like a full ivory statuette of you.
It's made of teeth.
Thanks.
It's not made of teeth anymore.
Why?
It
Why?
will come into effect later. Then
When's later?
perhaps half a year.
Okay.
Then as well as a tiny ivory portal looking thing, just solely made out of ivory. Let's actually find my teeth. There's my teeth.
Let's actually find my teeth.
Also, a wild thing for me to say, I know. Okay, I've marked off all those teeth. Not all of my teeth, just some of them. Fair. 5, 6, 7, so that'd be 28. I have now 428. About half is what I had before. Next up, I am going to make that's fair. Uh, so the mark that the blacksmith had on some of the tools before, I want to make it as small as I can and make 1,000 ball bearings, essentially just a bag of ball bearings, with one use of my fabricate.
You can create a bag of ball bearings with some of the smith's tools, yes.
Awesome. You're not using the smith tool specifically, just the fabricate, and each ball bearing has the little sigil that the blacksmith had.
That Melchior?
No, not Melchior. The blacksmith from town. Whenever I was looking at his wares and I like did the test to see if I could copy the sigil.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, just cause.
Okay.
Oh wait, no. Sorry, I misread my notes. Each ball bearing, let's say since there's about 10, so about 100 ball bearings. Each specific of the 100 has a different Underdark affiliate mark.
Okay.
And as small as quality as I can, which was about 1/10, or 1/10 of the size of whatever that ring I had was specifically.
Okay.
So I'm making 1,000 ball bearings using that.
Gotcha. You now have a bag of ball bearings.
And just for my notes, was that like 1 day of fabricate, just so I can keep track of all my fabricates?
That'll be one casting of fabricate
awesome.
for the ball bearings, yeah.
Heck yeah. All right, let me just mark that down.
It's intricate, but you've gotten used to working with the limitations that you have.
Okay. Going to use some more of my fabricates just to enhance the walls. My main goal, especially, frick, did I accidentally close that? I did. Um, is make this fortress, especially since it's by the sea, tsunami, tornado, storm, resistant.
How would you go about doing that?
I want to fortify the walls with some of my steel, as well as making specific sort of structures within, basically pillars, miscellaneous parts of the wall that like are weaker, like have it braced literally into the ground, basically
Okay.
like a big tree root system.
Okay. You can definitely begin on that. That is going to take a lot of steel.
Oh no, I completely understand. And again, it's not all steel. I'm just enforcing some of it with steel. I'm mainly doing essentially copying nature with how sturdy a tree is.
Having a sort of mycelial structure that is natural, that just would encompass a lot of the load bearing pieces and make sure to have them rooted to the ground.
Yes.
I've never seen that architecture style anywhere else before.
Oh yeah, it's inspired for sure. I will admit that as soon as I started saying it, I was like, yeah, it's
Oh,
kind of that.
totally.
Let's see, ball bearings, got
It makes
those,
sense it's
got that
coming
stuff.
from you.
Yeah, it's fair. But yeah, that's the main thing. I basically want this entire structure able to withstand like maybe not as much as a meteor, but I kind of wanted to withstand a meteor because I know meteor swarm is like a real thing.
That's a hard ask.
Oh yeah, no. As I said, I don't want it to withstand a meteor. I want it to be resistant. Mostly, it's for storms, earthquakes, tsunamis, everything like that. Which I hopefully this thing can take like a champ after the end of this. Um, but
It's like we're playing City Skylines and we need to protect our city from the natural disasters we can inflict upon it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, exactly.
Let me just start adding these quotes to the quote list. But let's start with we could always add more bricks.
I keep forgetting we have a quote channel. I think right.
I think
We
Sarah's
don't have
keeping
a
them
quote channel.
separate.
I have
Oh,
a
my bad.
note document of quotes from all sorts of places.
Any other
I'd be
specific
happy
fabricates?
to read off some.
Sure.
Jacob first, if he has anything else.
Any more specific
There we go.
fabricates?
Sorry, I was customizing the bag of ball bearings so that it reads as whenever I have it, I have like essentially 100 of each of the crests of the drow.
Some of the different ones. Like, there's a lot more than just 10, but like.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. And then the last thing I also want to do, not fabricate, but it is a lower spell and will take less time.
Oh.
So it's going to be quite handy, which is Magic Aura.
Okay.
And I'm going to start basically all my level 2 slots for the next month are going to be gone, but that's fine. Nostriel's Magic Aura to make, I think, 3 things happen? Yes, 3 things. Whoopsies.
Nistel's Magic Aura?
Yes.
Is Nistel's scene gonna work now that he's...
I mean, he just he made the spell. It's not charged up by his presence.
Specifically, I have it as Magic Aura. Because usually whenever I see like 2 names, I just take the one that doesn't have the name on it, just because.
That's because it's SRD, and because Wizards of the Coast wants to make sure that they keep Nistel.
Yes, essentially. But yeah, I am going to start the 30-day enchantment to make it permanent, which is False Aura. I change the way a target appears to spells and magical effects, such as detect magical auras, and I can make a non-magical object appear magical or a magical object appear non-magical. So, I'm going to do that for a few things. One being Zagra's Ring, because we talked about that being more infiltrating, so it doesn't ping off magical sensors if that ever happens. I know I'm being very paranoid, Andrew, but just
Oh,
This is a
I
day and
know.
age of being paranoid.
yeah.
Look, you have to be paranoid against me, who is paranoid.
Exactly. Essentially, two people with boards with red string are like slowly approaching each other.
And it's like that JoJo meme that I don't quite get because I've never watched the show, but it's just like got all the text that's all around it. Like, are you challenging me?
Yeah. Let's see. 5, no, 6 dots. Magic. So, first use of it is to make the ring appear non-magic.
Okay.
And just so you know, it will become permanent once this 30-day period is done. However, it can still be dispelled if dispel magic targets the object. However, it does kind of count towards a shield of like if something is cast dispel object on an object, it will basically dispel this first, and then another use can be used for it.
Gotcha.
Really, really neat. It's sort of like just sort of levels. But
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, if it goes into an anti-magic zone, still every magic will be nullified at that point, but still. Zagra's Ring. 2, Zagra.
Yes.
I'm changing how you look to divination. Specifically, I'm going to have you look. Target appears to spells magical effects that affect creature types, such as Paladin's Defense, the trigger or simple spell. So essentially, to divination spells, as well as any other spells that trigger for certain creatures, you will instead be counted as Tiefling.
Okay.
So essentially, if there's a ward somewhere that says "Do not let,"
Tieflings
trick.
through.
No, not tieflings. What's your race again? Sorry.
Gith?
I'm a Gith.
Gith. Sorry, I couldn't think of Gith. I kept thinking of the word Furbolg, and I think that's partly because Desi. But essentially, if there's a ward that says no Gith are allowed, you will not trigger that. You will instead trigger if no tieflings are allowed, essentially.
Andrew, would Alter Self be able to counter that anyway, or?
Alter Self changes how you look and present. It doesn't change your game mechanics and stats. This is a way to functionally change your game mechanics. You are a Gith, but you count as a tiefling.
Yes.
Like magical spells and such would count you as a tiefling. Yeah.
Yep.
It would probably also be a way to like take a race that counts as like an undead, like a revenant or a faun that count as a fae, and it would count them as a humanoid instead of other things.
Some specifics that it lists is such as a paladin's divine sense or the trigger of the symbol spell, which are very specific to like celestial, fiends, undead, stuff like that. So I could have you count as a celestial, but I think you are now counted for all intents and purposes as a blue tiefling.
A fiend.
Yeah.
So paladins can detect you.
And then for me, do I still count as an orc, Andrew, even though I'm a Kalishtar?
You read as humanoid.
I read as humanoid. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, orcs are a type of humanoid. Technically, yeah, no, orcs are a humanoid. They're, I guess, probably closer to the giant line, but orcs are, yeah, I guess orcs are orcs. I just
also
lump all ancestries basically under humanoid.
That's fair. Echo's shard. It's kind of weird because they're echo shards, but Echo's neck jewelry. Is that magical? Does it give off magic aura? I think it did in Sandland, but I don't quite remember.
It has a faint magical property, but it is it doesn't necessarily play by all of the same rules.
Gotcha. In that case, I that detect creature. It specifically says creature type, so I can't change how the shard reacts to make someone think it's a table. Okay. Um,
You have a table in your neck?
no, that was just sorry. I was thinking. But the catch, the shard on the neck is now registered as non-magical.
Okay.
Zagra's a blue tiefling. Zagra's ring, non-magical. Okay. And then I'm going to change how I look to spell. So, question, Andrew. Because this is the first time I've actually ever used Nostrils Magic Aura, and I'm not sure. Does it also change, like, if someone searches for you specifically? Will it like still reveal you, but you look different, or will it not reveal you?
I mean, if you... Let me pull up a locate creature spell. Let me read the entire thing
Okay.
carefully, but...
Because I never quite figured out how specific locate creature gets.
Okay.
So I'll also, while you're doing that, read out the false aura to its entirety. So I changed the way the target appears to spells and magical effects. This is false aura, not mask. Mask is what changes the creature type. But target appears to spell and magical effects, such as detect magic, that detect magical auras. You can make non-magical objects appear magical, magical objects appear non-magical aura, so that it appears to belong to a specific school. That you choose when you use this effect on an object, you can make a false magic appearance to any creature that handles the item. And then the mask, I changed the way the target appears to spells and magical effects that detect creature types, such as Paladin's Divine Sense and the Symbol spell. You choose a creature type and other spells and magical effects that treat the target as if they were a creature of that type or of that alignment. Since I can also change alignments, do you want me to change your alignment, Zagra? How it's appearing?
Sure.
What do you want to appear as?
It's neutral good right now. I'm thinking... chaotic neutral?
Okay. Fair enough. Not what I expected you to choose, to be honest.
What were you thinking?
I don't know. For some reason, I thought you were going to go with, like, lawful good or something. Like, I'm a law-abiding citizen.
I was figuring true neutral.
You know, true neutral is... Let's go with true neutral.
Okay.
Actually.
For magical spells, you are now registered as a blue tiefling true neutral.
Checks out.
As far as like a locate creature spells, you describe or name a creature that is familiar to you, and then you sense the direction to their location. So it would just be a creature that is familiar to you. So if you identify Zagra, Zagra is familiar to you. You don't have to necessarily say, "Ah, yes, it is the GIF." It is not. "Ah, yes, it is the blue tiefling."
But if someone, so in that case, if someone just knows me based off my appearance and my look, would that cancel that out?
I think that would be a reasonable interpretation. If they don't know you anything beyond your appearance, it would be enough to dissuade the spell.
Okay. I'm trying to think. Because I really want to do something. It's so silly. I have to do. What was it called again?
Fabricate?
No.
Magic aura?
Yeah, I mean, it is Magic Aura, but I forget what the race that I wanted to change is called.
Describe
Is it Beastkin? Beastkin, was it?
Shifter?
That's it. I want to register as a shifter, specifically a fox shifter, if that's possible.
Okay.
And my alignment is going to be lawful good.
Okay. I hope you are keeping track of
Oh
what
yeah,
you
I
are
got it.
versus how you present, because that's gonna throw wrenches and like all sorts of confusion.
Oh yeah, I am aware of that. I am making frivolous notes.
Okay.
Nice.
I would not call them frivolous.
Um,
I would call them very
or
important.
frivolous notes.
Fruitful notes.
Yeah.
We need
So,
those.
Notes
okay.
like
Was there?
Mordenkainen in a panic.
Yeah. Was there anything else anyone else wanted to appear as, or any other magic object that we wanted to disguise?
Let me look.
Go ahead
Can
and
we also disguise my cloak of many fashions?
What was that, Andrew?
go ahead and also roll me an Arcana check.
All right. That is a nat 20. Nat 20, Andrew.
Okay. As you are doing this series of disguising, one of the items in your inventory picks up as registering a similar type of magical field.
Ooh. Oh, is the
Ooh.
dagger?
It is specifically the box that has the spearhead in it.
Oh. No way, Andrew. Can I take the spearhead out of the box?
Sure,
Does it change in any way?
it does.
What's that?
Okay. Okay. Before you say anything, Andrew, I have a theory.
Okay.
We've all been playing Baldur's Gate 3, all three of us.
Yes.
Does anyone remember the chest of the mundane
I do.
in the Arcane Tower?
That is what this very small box is.
Frick yeah!
What is the chest of the mundane?
You were at the
It's in
Arcane
the
Tower,
Wizard
right?
Tower. It's in the Arcane Tower.
Yeah, I know we found it. I don't know what it did.
There's
when
a secret chest on one of the middle pedestals that is full of mundane items, but they're actually like disguised magic items.
Yeah, so whenever you put anything in this chest, or this box in this case, it will appear as like a plate, a broken spearhead. Like it will literally change its look and how it's like, I guess, addressed in magical senses as well.
Okay.
So literally, you could put in like your boots of arcane flight, and it will be put in, and it will be like, I don't know, another pair of boots, or like a plate, or a goblet.
That's where I found Gale's
Fine.
special boots. They were like Mistra's like feather falling boots, and there's like a scroll of flying and like all sorts of crazy stuff in that chest.
There was a bug at one point. I heard it got patched, but literally it also transferred how much the object actually weighed. So you could put in like steel plate armor in there, and it would be as much as a plate. So you could just have that entire chest in your inventory, and it would like help you carry things. But they patched
That
it out.
is awesome.
All right, what is the spearhead exactly then?
It is. I foolishly set my notes down, so I'm gonna be right back.
Okay, all good. All
Okay.
good.
I'm gonna turn the lights on in here, and then I'll be right back as well.
Okay. The box is so cool, Andrew. So cool. I love that idea so much. Like when I saw that and I like was fiddling around with it, I was like, oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah. Okay, so this spearhead, when attached to a spear, it serves as a +2 spear of dragon slaying.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
It has the same property as the arrow of dragon slaying, but it is reusable.
Okay. Hey, Zachara.
Yes.
Hold on. Let me mark this box mundane. How big is this box again?
It is literally about the size of a single spearhead. Like,
Okay.
it is not that big.
About palm sized.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Palm size,
Yeah.
maybe to half of a forearm.
Gotcha. Forearm.
Keep in mind, it is bloodied as well. Like
What's bloody?
there is
Blood on
dried
it.
blood on it.
Oh, someone did some dragon slaying.
Yeah.
Oh frick! I wonder if that's how that dragon died. Oh well.
I mean, it was a Draco Lich.
That's fair.
However it died, I don't think the spear had anything to do with it.
Can I also confirm? Does it just like turn its magical look a likeness off, or does it also change how the object appears? Like if I place
turns the magical
the cube
off.
Okay, cool.
The cube also wouldn't fit.
Oh, fair enough. I'll put the dagger. One of my +1 daggers in. Is that
it would look
big
like
enough?
a normal dagger.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure. Awesome. I forget what I was gonna do now. Fox shifter, yellow fox shifter specifically. Let's see. I forget what I was gonna do now. Oh yeah, the dagger. I would like to identify the dagger.
Ah, that.
If you have
the shadowed black metal dagger.
Yes.
It is a core cut dagger.
What dagger?
Core cut.
Core cut. Oh, it's from Critical Role, isn't it?
It is.
Nice.
It is a nifty little thing that does have a bit of a biting curse.
I am glad I didn't touch it specifically then. A magical curse dagger has one of weapons.
You can smite with it basically, but you also can't heal with it.
So can I just take it off of the Critical Role thing, or do you have specific stats for it?
I believe there's a specific write-up for on like the wiki dot.
Yep, there is. I was just making sure that was canonical.
That's the one.
Coolio. I am writing that, or not writing it down. I'm copying that down right now.
It is a useful little thing, but it is also cursed.
Yes.
Our favorite.
I'll just read this out loud. The dagger is cursed so that the wielder bound to it wants to remain bound to it, feels a compulsion to keep it with them. When the wielder is magically healed, they must spend hit die to regain hit points. If the wielder has no hit dice to spend, they immediately die.
Oh.
So, question, Andrew.
Long rests.
A question about that.
Yeah.
Does that mean if someone heals me for a cure wounds, I can use my hit dice instead?
No, it means
or I use my.
You have to mark off one of your hit dice permanently to
Gotcha.
receive that healing.
Okay, noted.
That includes long rests.
Okay. I have a very interesting idea now. Very interesting idea. Frick. I should.
Tell?
+1 dagger. There we go. Because yes, it counts as a +1 dagger with more things on it. I am so sorry. I am fiddling around with a bunch. I'm basically sorting my inventory now.
Inventory management montage.
I'm going to do that off screen.
That's a fair point. What did you want me to do with fabricate, Sarah? You mentioned it before, but I didn't. I
didn't want you to fabricate anything. I wanted you to make my cloak of many factions seem non-magical.
Okay, I can do that. Was there something else you wanted to do before that? I feel like there's something.
Not that I remember.
Gotcha. Coolio. What am I doing? Oh, okay, yes. I will mark down your cloak to appear non-magical as well.
Appreciate it. Yes.
I might have to do that.
I'm surrounded by corn.
Fair.
If you want like updated of everything that's happening, Andrew, I did a thing in the where I basically said what I'm doing for the year. I'm just updating that.
Okay.
Uh, it's a little bit out, but you know.
It's all good.
Whew, okay. Magic aura, yes. Continual flame. I yeah. I mean, I don't need to do that right now, especially since we're going to be running low on spell slots. But at some point, I'm going to continual flame a few parts of the structure just for flavor.
Oh yeah. You're good
Uh,
on that regard.
so yeah, cool. Um, it's part of its. Do you want me to pay for each one I do, or like part of it's the income we get from whenever we do more stuff?
Are you taking like continual flame here,
Yes.
or I'd say we can just count that as part of what you get, and you're just marking off
Okay.
a bit of it.
Cool. Thank you so much. Again, it's just basically like, oh hey, now we have light, whatever we need, you know,
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. Um, okay, I think that's all I want to do for now. I'll probably figure out more things to do with Magic Aura later. Um, but I think that was it.
Okay. It's a busy first month.
Yes. But after that first month goes, I will not need to use at least those spell slots for Magic Aura anymore.
Okay.
All right.
Heck
Anything
yeah.
else anything you specifically wanted to work on during the first month, Sagra?
I don't think I have anything in particular.
Okay.
How are my people doing?
Uh, quite well. In short, um,
Yay.
especially since you're doing a whole lot of renovation here, they have jobs. They can find work here, get work things out, and like the overall keep is shaping up quite nicely.
Lovely.
Like a glove.
We got a nice little home here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And in a year, it will be protected without me needing to concentrate.
Mm-hmm. It will be protected from all divination,
Yeah.
which is going to be very good.
That'll be fantastic for us.
Okay, I'm. If there's nothing else to work through, I'm probably gonna log off because I am basically falling asleep. I am
Oh no, you're good.
exhausted.
That is
Honestly, the
fair.
stuff you just said was basically all the stuff I was planning to do throughout the year, besides the stuff that will take a full year. So I'm basically done as far as the year goes.
And it's been 1 month.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as like the immediate things to do around the castle, I mean, like there's of course there's going to be fabricate for creating those as well as getting those spells at some point. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I hope you have a night's sleep, Andrew.
Thank you.
Yes, me too.
Yep.
Good
Thank you. Thank
night.
you. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
I will see you guys next time.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Absolutely. Love you bunches, and I will see you next
Love you
time.
too.
Good night.